So
I can read your lips loud and clear. Hey, now that is the only conversation I want to hear. Now I can see your lips blowing them kisses at me. You know it makes me happy. Yeah. We can talk bitches and cream anywhere. I'm on a mission going so that I'm moving high speed. Look in my eyes while you're talking to me. Hit you with a tongue twister, have you speaking Chinese. I don't wanna beat around the bush, no. Girl, let's go straight to the chase.
I've been waiting all day.
Let's all cross on my face.
You're so nice.
There is no time to waste.
Boy, what you gonna do?
Let's all cross on my face.
Nobody does it like you.
Oh, when I'm getting split, you'll be waking up. Hey, I'll be on the motivation till you've had enough. Oh, I'm loving more than breakfast. You're my lunch and my dinner too. That means you're readable, incredible. It's gonna be inevitable. I'm gonna bring the freak. I'm not a mission going so that I'm moving high speed. Look in my eyes when you're talking to me. Hit you with a tongue twister, have you speaking Chinese. I don't wanna beat around the bush. So let's go straight to the chase.
I've been waiting all day.
Let's all cross on my face.
You're so nice.
what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Y'all go get everybody over here, man. It's I've been having malfunctions after malfunctions and stuff not going right, but we here. So we here. I'm oh man. Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me good? All right, hold on, because I got a special guest. Hold on. Special guest, can you hear me? Special guest, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, hold on. I gotta make sure. Special guest said that she can hear me. Hold on. Let's make sure she can hear. All right. Let's do it this way. All right, cool. So what it was is that and you know, because people always like to say little things that they don't know about. Special guest, say something.
Your special guest is here, and I'm ready for action.
All right, cool. So now the special guest is here. She said she's ready for action, and we about to get into it. Hold on, let me send this link because I was asked to send a link when the special guest got on. So let me send this link right now. Boom. Boom. Hold on. All right, let me get this out the way real quick. Here we go. All right. So So y'all know I've been covering the Savages, and I think you know, because people will jump out there and say, well, you only worried about the you only worry about the Savages. You ain't talking about the Claries or nothing like that. So what I did was I said, since people want to induct themselves into stuff that they know nothing about, I might as well get somebody who kicked all of this off. None other than Toxic Diamond is on live, y'all, and she was she was the first one to do the interview with the Savages. So, Tox, say something.
Well, first and foremost, I want to let you guys know that I'll be on Tox.0 Diamond YouTube channel when I come home. So make sure when I get out, of course, Dana will be the first one to break the story of when I come home. I'll have updated pictures and everything for him here on the page. And so you guys just make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. But what I want to say about the Savages is you simply cannot believe everything you see from these type of people. I want to first point out that not only did I do an interview with the Savages while their daughter was physically still with R. Kelly, but I also tried to do an interview with Angelo Clary, and I want to talk a little bit about that. And I'm limited, as you guys know, because I am in prison, but I just want to still talk about that. And I also did interviews with several of the supposed victims' family, the naysayers, the all of these people that were connected to the situation, and everything came back to the Savages feeding information to people involved with this situation to make things appear to be innocent or different on their behalf. Basically, they were manipulating the situation behind the scenes the entire time, feeding Asante McGee things to say, feeding people specific answers, questions and answers and stuff like that in order to make themselves appear to be innocent. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this first and foremost. As you guys know, me and Demetrius Smith, we didn't end up on the best note possible, but at least he didn't full-blown, straight-up just lie and try to make himself seem innocent in a situation. He admitted his part. Even though he got immunity, I feel like he still admitted his part. Now, as for the Savages, my takeaway is, as you guys know, I did try to go and not try. I went and interviewed Angelo Savage at his home. Okay,
Savage.
I'm sorry,
Tim Savage.
Tim Savage. So the very first time that I met Tim Savage, okay, he was talking to me about Tasha K. They didn't want to interview with Tasha K because they did that and the other. I believe, and mind you, they had been talking a lot to Tasha K, giving Tasha K information about the Clarys so that she can, as you guys remember, Tasha K was coming out a lot, saying a lot of things about the Clarys because I believe that Angelo had refused to interview with Tasha K, and it made her mad. I had somebody online recently, period, in the beef sector. The young lady tried to interview me. I didn't want to interview with her. All of a sudden, she started attacking me. I'm a scammer. I did this to the dog. All kinds of stuff. That's what these girls do. So, Angelo didn't want to interview with Tasha K. Tasha K then started talking to the Savages. They started feeding her information about the Clarys. Now, you would think that because these two couples are in the same situation that they would get along, but they couldn't get along because the Savages the whole time were behind the scenes manipulating situations to make themselves look innocent while trying to make everybody else seem guilty. Not just R. Kelly, but every blogger that blogged about it, all the other parents that were involved, any workers that were involved, everybody in their eyes was guilty, but them themselves were a victim. I believe they have the victim mentality, like they're always victims of something. This blogger put something out there, a victim of something. But you want to feed other people things about other people. When a blogger put that out, you're not a victim at that moment. All of a sudden, you're on the other side of it. But when that same person has something to say about you, you are a victim, is what I'm saying. Anyway, with that being said, when I went to their house, the very first thing that I walked into was a man and a woman who were all over the place. They were not organized. They did not have it together. There was not one certain issue. You could tell their minds were just in chaos. Okay. I walked in there and Tim Savage was sitting at a desk in his living room, and all seemed well. And then suddenly, when I started speaking to him and like really trying to understand what and trying to steer his mind frame into a space where it was just about his daughter, and we wasn't discussing every other person and just his daughter, because their minds are on everything else, all the talk shows and all the interviews and all the focus on your child. Okay, we're talking about your child that you're claiming has been taken from you without your knowledge that it was going to happen, and whatever is being done with her, right? So once I tried to get him to basically focus on what was going on with just Joycelyn, suddenly he broke down in tears. Tim Savage had a full breakdown. This was not on camera. I never showed this. I never even mentioned it. I've never mentioned it because at the time I felt sorry for him. He had a full breakdown right there in front of me. And now that I look back, I think it was an act. I feel like he was acting. I feel like he expected me to put that out on a blog. The type of blogger I am, like even with Krishan Rock and Blueface being in jail right now, right? And with Krishan Rock's sister not wanting to take custody of her son, so Krishan Rock's friend, the light-skinned girl, has her son, right? I happen to know that when Blueface put Krishan Rock in jail the first time, her A&R person bailed her out. Her sister reached out to me and said, our agreement was that Krishan would never be around Blueface again. She's not keeping the agreement. Here's this material. Put this stuff out. Right? So I don't expect her sister to get custody of her son, knowing that's the background. That's what's going on in the background. But they expected me, that's the Savages, to know these things in the background, because I've never said that about Krishan Rock before, right? Because that's in the background. I'm the type of blogger that I will know things. I have these relationships with people, but I don't always have to put people's stuff out there. Like with the time is right. When the time is right, the time is right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Tim expected me to tell them about his full breakdown. Oh my God, R. Kelly and my daughter. You know what his words were? I have not made, these were his words. He was sitting at his desk, he was crying. I believe his attorney, and if I remember correctly, his PR person. I'm not sure if that was the title of the person, but I can't remember. I know there was an attorney and there was another person, and I believe it was PR. And that person came, and because he was having a full breakdown, John Jolene called him. He said to me, I have not worked in 2 years. I have not had a chance to have an income in 2 years. All I want to do is basically get my daughter back and do some interviews, have her speak, have these interviews, have this thing, recoup my money for the past 2 years that I've lost in trying to pursue her, and go on with my life. So in a way, it seems to me, and this is the way it came across to me, that the goal was to basically recoup money from the daughter speaking on what she had going on with R. Kelly for the last 2 years of them not working, so that he can get back financially stable. Because in his head, the situation would be over because they would have their daughter back and they could do all these interviews and they could do this and do that and get all this money, and they'd be wealthy off this situation, and they'd be straight.
Okay.
But that is not the reality of the situation.
Okay, so did it seem like that they was more interested in just a money aspect or about R. Kelly, or did it seem like that they really was interested in trying to rekindle with Joycelyn?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this unbiasedly, because I'm here to, even though I no longer get along with the Savages, my goal as a blogger is to always have integrity, right? I believe 100% that they want to rekindle with their daughter, okay? I do know that they have these great relationships with their other two daughters. I know that they seem to be, on the outside, a really happy family. I think that they're cute family because that John Jolene and Tim have been together for so long. But do I believe that that all is healthy in the underlying? No, I don't. Do I believe that there's a reason why their daughter was introduced to R. Kelly in the first place, and it was for financial gain? Yes, I do. Have I seen the Savages try to come with their second daughter and even their youngest daughter to make these commercials and try to get these this revenue, this income off of their children? Yes, I have. And so when you're saying, do I believe this and do I believe that and do I believe that? I believe it all. I believe that it's an overall picture for them, that not only can we rekindle with our daughters, but we can make money off our kids. We don't have to. We can do all that. I believe that 100%. But do I believe that this is about fame for them? Absolutely. I believe that they 100% want to be in the eye of the people. They want to be seen as these innocent parents who they sent their daughter with R. Kelly and he did this and that and this to their daughter. The problem with that narrative is that now R. Kelly is in prison. Now Joycelyn still doesn't want anything to do with you. What is your excuse now? What is your reason now?
What they saying now is that R. Kelly is a possibility, but R. Kelly R8 or should I say unalive their daughter now. That's what the new narrative is.
Okay. So obviously we know that is not true. And this is my issue with the Savages. Their manipulation of misinformation when it comes to their own child. You will sit there and try to make it seem like somebody else is making your child not speak to you when you know that you ruined your relationship with your child, with your antics. This is another antic and another reason why Joycelyn wants nothing to do with them. They keep doing these schemes and these scams and this trickery and this manipulation. And they wonder why the girl don't want nothing to do with him. It's almost like an adult that doesn't want anything to do with the child, except the roles are reversed. It's your child that's like, what is wrong with my parents? Like, I don't want anything to do with this. They not right. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's like they don't. It's almost like they're comprehending it, but they just don't care. They'll continue to create this manipulation and this misinformation around their child that is annoying. Like, let me tell you something. How many times have you guys seen stories on YouTube about me from people that ain't never been in my household one day in their life? Let me tell you something. I've been to the Savages house enough to tell y'all this. I can tell you their address right now, which I would never do, but because I don't dox people. But I can tell you this as well. I smoked weed with Jonjolyn Savage in her car. I went to the store and got things to make rotini with her and ate in her kitchen and drank wine with that woman. I've been to her house enough to speak on her and to say, hey, this happened and that happened. And they were doing this and they were giving information, all this stuff, feeding all this R. Kelly information to Tasha K and this, that, and the other. You know, my sources say this and my sources this. Her sources were the Savages this entire time.
So hold on. Wait a minute. So is it safe to say that you said that you drunk wine and with Jonjolyn too? So that means you and Tasha K both drunk wine with Jonjolyn.
Absolutely. I drank wine with her. Tasha K was something separate. I know. So when I lived in Atlanta, I remember Jonjolyn Savage telling me that she no longer wanted to talk to Tasha K. I guess she put out some information that they asked her not to put out yet or something like that. And she ended up saying it on her blog anyway. Y'all know she's very thirsty. No offense to Tasha K, but I know that she happens to be a little bit thirsty when it comes to this YouTube, to this whole, like, let me put my face in the media thing. And some of us, some people, humans have that personality. I think that her and the Savages have that alike. They're fine with manipulating information. They're fine with putting out misinformation. They have that alike. So when it came to them giving her this misinformation or whatever information, and she used it, they were upset. Again, here they go being victims of the person that they're feeding this information to.
So
mind you, the entire time they're a secret source.
So let me ask you this.
I'm talking about they got recordings of everyone they speak to.
So let me ask you this. When you went to the house to speak to Tim, what was it, a straight conversation, or did Jonjolyn jump in, or what? Let's talk about that.
Oh no, Jonjolyn was constantly, and this is a part of the manipulation that I'm talking about. She was trying to constantly steer my interview with Tim Savage. I believe that my interview is still up on Tox.0 Diamond on YouTube. If you go to Tox.0 Diamond on YouTube, TOX.O Diamond, and type in or go in there, go in and search my channel for my interview with Tim Savage. I believe that you guys will be able to see where I had to keep editing things out because Jonjolyn at one point wouldn't even let Tim talk. he wasn't answering the questions well enough for her. He might have answered it honestly, and she wanted to manipulate it and make it salacious. She wanted to make there's a thing that's called too much. Sometimes you put too much 10 on a 2 and it come out sounding like tomfoolery. And I believe that is the point that that Joycelyn Savage got to with her parents, where she like, you know what, this is tomfoolery. I just don't want to deal with it as a whole. Like everything doesn't have to be made up. And that's what I was telling people about making up stories about. Literally, I've been the victim of that. I'm still the victim of that right now. There's all kind of stuff on YouTube about me that's just not true. You don't have to make things up. There's a person right now on YouTube said I was scamming money. Why would I need to scam money when I'm making $17,000 a month on YouTube? What am I scamming for? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm making it honestly. And I think that Joycelyn has my type of personality with that. I don't need to make it up. I don't need to lie about it, baby, because it's already scandalous enough in its truth.
So,
and that's the difference between people like Tim Savage and Joycelyn Savage, Jonjolyn Savage, and Joycelyn and myself.
So, question. Do you think that the Savages make up a fake page, but it make it seem like it's Joycelyn just so they can keep their name in a limelight?
Oh, absolutely. I don't only think that they'll make up a fake page to act like they're Joycelyn, and even a fake GoFundMe. Absolutely. But I also think that they'll make up a fake page to act like they're the little sisters that's trying to reach out to Joycelyn. I think that they'll make up a fake page to act like they're a news media source just to get information and get people to speak on this and that. I think that they'll make them a troll that'll respond to all of their stuff and be responding to themselves. I 100% think that. I think that those people, unfortunately, and this is from my perspective, I think that there's a certain sickness that comes along with their goals, with what they want to be the end result. And that sickness is that they're willing to manipulate in order to get it. Rather, that is feeding information to Asante McGee for her to say, only for everybody under the sun to debate and to prove her wrong, or rather that be for them to make up stuff about their own daughter. And for instance, why would you be saying that your daughter has passed away when you know for sure that she simply doesn't want to speak to you? If she's passed away to you, then say there's plenty of people that's passed away to me, because I can't say a certain word, but y'all know the term. She's blank to me. So there's plenty of people that's like that. If why is it wrong for Joycelyn Savage to not want to be in the spotlight? Because y'all do.
Well, the question,
she don't want to be in it. She knows that that's what they want, so she's not giving it to them.
Well, the question is,
she knows that is the goal.
Well, the question is this right here. Again, I'm just gonna put it out there. At first, Tim was saying that she had herpes and she had Stockholm syndrome. But I played the audio. Wait. Listen. Wait. But I played the audio. But I played the audio yesterday, where I guess it was the aunt or somebody that said that nobody knows what's going on. All right. Secondly,
absolutely they don't.
Secondly, now Tim jumps out there and say, well, and my daughter might be unalived by R. Kelly, but then he turned around and say she's a schizophrenic. So I'm just like, huh?
But listen to the wording though. First of all, your daughter, okay, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, she doesn't want anything to do with you. Why? Because you're these type of people. You keep saying clown stuff. You keep doing clown stuff. You keep putting stories out about her. You won't leave her alone and let her live her life. Who has to deal with, but me and Joycelyn, because I've gone through it too, with our parents trolling us. With our parents trolling us because they want attention off of our name. I've had to deal with that. And I know that I happen to know firsthand. See, y'all are talking to a person that's lived these things. I lived in it. I know it for sure. Who wants to deal with their parents trolling them? No one. Okay? That is what she's dealing with. Listen to the wordage. Well, my daughter has herpes. R. Kelly gave my daughter herpes. And this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. All of these things. Why do you feel as her parent that is something that you need to say to the media out loud? And that is embarrassing. That is this and that. And think about this. These people don't know anything. They're the equivalent. They're actually the equivalent of literally the people, the fans listening that want to, but they're the parents, but they want to make a story out of it. You're just listening. You don't know anything inside. Nobody's told you anything inside. You're not speaking with these people because guess what? Because you are Tim and Jonjolin, those people will not speak to you. I can talk to people on the inside before they can because you're Tim and Jonjolin. They're not going to speak to you because you're manipulative and you spread misinformation.
So let me ask you
It's
this.
ridiculous.
So let me ask you this. Have you heard of Jonjolin? Have you heard of a story of Tim touching Joycelyn inappropriately?
No, I've never heard that story, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that is true. And this is just because I'm not biased, even though it might sound like I don't like them as people. Which I don't get along with them anymore after what they did, after I put out a story and they try to control my channel. I don't do that. I don't work for you. You're not paying me. And even if you did pay me to lie, I'm not going to do that. So therefore, I'm going to cut ties with you because you want me to sit up and lie for you, and I'm just not her. Okay? You go back to Tasha K and pay her to do it. I'm not doing it. Okay? I don't care how many subscribers it gets me. I'm not going to put out misinformation and lies for you, right? But I can say this. Tim has other children. He's never touched those children. He seems to be, right, extra. He's one of those personalities that he's clearly a habitual liar, right? He's very extra. He wants attention, right? But there are certain people whose personalities can deal with that. However, I do not think that that is part of their story.
Yeah,
I don't. And that's because I've been around it. I've seen it. I've been around their daughters. I've hung out with them. I sat in the living room. I actually watched all 6 episodes of the R. Kelly documentary with that family, sitting in their living room. I've actually been there that much in their home.
Oh, you watched Surviving R. Kelly with them?
Yes, I did. Yes, I sure did. And I will tell you right now, yes, I did. And I will tell you right now, that is not true.
Oh.
I'm not biased. I don't need to sit on here and lie. I'm not going to, no, I don't like them, but I would never make up no stuff like that. Like, I'm actually one of the people that's on this internet that actually just keeps it all the way 100 about whatever I did or whatever the next person did. And I don't see that. That's not real.
Now, because the word
and here they say they made it up. That's what they say up in here.
Now, because they said that pretty much Don pretty much put out there that Tim touched her inappropriately coming from college.
Now, mind you, I've done a interview with Don Russell, right? And who
you didn't do one with?
I've done interviews on all of R. Kelly's so-called victims. I've done an interview on everyone involved. I have Don Russell's interview should be on Talks.0 as well.
Okay, so let's talk. Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay, but hold on, because I don't have a long time. I have 30 minutes per hour on this phone, and I think I'm coming up on that in the next 5 minutes. But let me just say this, because that'll have to be a separate video, because in the next 5 minutes, I'm finna get kicked off this line. I'm just letting y'all know.
Okay.
The lady gonna be like, you have 1 minute left. Okay? I'm just saying, that's where I'm at right now in life, okay? But let me just say this. Don Russell is also another person, in my opinion, that will say anything, and I mean anything, to protect R. Kelly, even when he is already in a situation where he's being looked at a certain way. Now, is that wrong? No, it's not. That's the people. It's not wrong. But also, what it says to me, right, is that you have to be careful the information that you get from Don Russell.
Well, you know, Don Russell, the one that pretty much he the one that sent R. Kelly up the river. You know that, right? Just by that last interview that he said and the stuff he submitted to the feds. So it's weird.
Well, not only that, exactly. But not only that, there are people that know that about him. And there are people that have spoken on him. And Don Russell has that type of personality that if you speak negatively about you, he's going to try to pop back at you in a revengeful way that could be something that is very damaging. You never know. There's a chance, right, that he and R. Kelly had a conversation, and maybe when he blew up somebody's car, okay, or something like that for R. Kelly. And maybe R. Kelly said, why would you do that? At the end of the day, I still love that girl. I understand what she did and all that stuff, but I still love her. I don't have hatred in my heart. I'm going through something because I made decisions in my life, but I don't have hatred in my heart for none of these people. Why would you do that? And then all of a sudden, John Russell gets offended, and he like, I did it for you, nigga. I'm sorry. Oop, I didn't mean to say that.
Are you good?
You probably got to edit that little piece out.
Are you good?
John Russell, I did it for you. And now he's offended because you expected R. Kelly to have hatred in his heart. But that ain't the type of person he is. So he doesn't have hatred in his heart. He just like, dang, I made some wrong turns for me to end up here. You know what I'm saying? And I may have chosen the wrong people and made the wrong turns for me to end up here, but I don't hate nobody. You know what I mean? He's never spoken hate.
You have
He's not
1 minute
make
left.
that up. There she go. But anyway, and John Russell is the type that he'll this nigga don't appreciate me. Now I'm about to sell him up a river. Oh, Tim Savage said this about me. Now I'm about to put this out there that he said it. Oh, so you have to be careful the information that you get from Don Russell. If you check out my interview with him, he's all over the place. Just saying. But anyways, guys, thank you for letting me speak on it. I love you, Dana.
Love you back, Tox. And we got to do part 2. We can, whenever you're ready to do a part 2, then we can do a full part 2, and I'll be totally, ready and not rush. But hey, you know how we do.
I'm thinking tomorrow, same time.
Let's do it.
Let me know.
Let's do it.
Finish up there, and I'll hit you back.
All right.
Love y'all. Peace and love.
All right.
The caller has hung up.
Okay. So we got some interesting situations. See, you never know who's gonna call over here, but it's weird and it's wild because now I can go where I'm going to go at. Like they said yesterday, it's enough information out here to see what's going on and this and this. Shout out to everybody that came in late. How y'all doing? There's enough information to see what's going on. And no, I'm not buffering now. I'm not buffering now. So they don't gotta worry about nothing because we going in. And I mean we going hard. So when they say, and and I'm talking about the dude that's defending the Savages now, which was a friend of Angelo Clary, but Angelo turned away from dude, and now dude has befriended the Savages after going at the Savages first. And like I was saying, in the beginning, there was no Oak Cove, there was none of them. None of them. In the beginning, in the fight, in the beginning, and I'm gonna say it again. The women that was out there talking about R. Kelly was Prima Donna and Toxic. What's her name? Spicy Topics. But before she was Spicy Topics, she was something else. And then you have Spit and Fire that came. And that was after the Phases thing was going on, right? From that point, the men aspect, it was me versus Angelo and Tim Savage on all platforms. However, the enemy to me was not Larry McGee. The enemy to me, and during that time, it was none other than Robert Keller. Because Robert Keller had a little army. And when I went at Geronda, he got mad. So that's who my enemy was. It was Robert Keller. And then somehow or another, I go at Tim. Tim runs to get Angelo. So I said, I don't give a damn about an Angelo. And man, Angelo had words, and then we found out that we knew the same person. But then comes the Mercedes-Benz guy in the truck. Nobody knew his information. Nobody knew who he was. Then when his trail got hot, he became the mask man. Nope, I'm sorry. He became the fire pit man. Then when that trail got hot, he became the Masked Man. Then after the Masked Man, he got into it with DJ Tyson. And somehow or another, DJ Tyson found out his information or something. And then they put it out there, and then he got mad. And Larry went berserk. But before he went berserk, I knew who he was then, because of behind the scenes conversations with Block, Angelo, Levi, Larry, and myself. So if you don't go back that far, you don't got a voice. And I said that to say this. When I looked on the internet today, and I'm calling people out, I'm not taking nobody's names out of it. I seen George Jefferson go over to Justice for RK and say, you playing my content without even giving me credit. I noticed this credit thing makes people snap. A credit or a goddamn wrench makes people snap, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna put it out there. I know where that audio came from. And I'm gonna say this. When you have a husband for a PI and a wife that worked in the jail system, and also you befriend somebody that was sitting there and when Azriel was talking to the feds and to Rob, I was just waiting for the audio to come out. So now I know exactly who's passing what. So now I can do what I'm going to do on my last part of this. At the end of the day, right, Nick at Night. No, but I'm talking about over on this sector, Prima, but I'm not talking about over, and because Nick at Night always had her own thing. She ain't never deal with nobody. She always had her own thing. So at the end of the day, the worst thing that George Jefferson could have did was went and told people that's his audio. Because now you put yourself back in a line of fire when you was actually pulling yourself out. Now you put yourself back in a line of fire. Because now two things is going to happen. Either you sat down and struck a deal with the feds and they gave you everything on R. Kelly, including jail calls, or you got them from people who proclaim and to be R. Kelly supporters or PIs for R. Kelly, or a friend of a father of a victim of R. Kelly. See, the thing is just because you have something don't mean you need to play everything. And it should be 6 audios. Now I'm going to tell you exactly what you have. It's going to be 6 audios. 3 of them should be from Azriel. 1 should be going to Joycelyn, and 2 more. 1 should be going to Greenberg, and 1 should be going to, I don't want to say her name online, but let's say this. You and I both know who I'm talking about. And she loved R. Kelly dearly. And Robert loves her dearly. So those 6 audios, you're actually, honestly, you helping Robert, but you're hurting you. Now I don't like you, but I wouldn't want to see nobody hurt themselves. But on the other hand, I really don't care. That's your life. I don't gotta live it. But I'm just saying how stupid it is to jump out there and play some audios that came from other places and you stamping your name to make it seem like you are the author of it. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard or seen ever in my life. And I see it all the time over here on the R. Kelly sector. which makes me think I'm going crazy because by me starting this sector, I'm really starting to feel as though I started a sector, but it's been infiltrated by idiots and dummies. Now, when dude yesterday said the R. Kelly sector dead, this sector was never meant to be one of them ousting sectors. This sector was meant for information. Why do you think I have different channels? But this sector was for information. This sector was never meant to be a party sector. Because why would we party in this man fighting for his life? That's not a partying situation. That's something idiots would do. So when people say, oh, why Dana's so serious? Because Rob is serious to me. He's sitting in jail for lies. Now, when dude, and I can't say the leader from Oak Cove because Oak Cove is a community group out of Virginia. So when the leader of the COVID people came out and said, don't listen to people that's talking. The R. Kelly sector is dead, and these are R. Kelly woes. What did I tell y'all? When he came out along with Levi and was trying to say that he got R. Kelly's good intentions. I told y'all, if you sit back and watch and don't pay it attention, but pay it attention, it will reveal itself. So now, for somebody that got R. Kelly good intentions, why is he coming out talking about these are R. Kelly woes? This is his fault. How sway? And then on top of that, him and Levi have a falling out, right? Everything I said was going to happen. Him and Levi have a falling out. And then all of a sudden, it's enough information out there and to look and see and this and this and this and this. Well, then he ended and said, if you look at the paperwork, you can make your own decision. You really want me to look at the paperwork? Okay. So I'm going to make my own decision. And we're going to do it like this. We're going to look at some paperwork, right? And I'm going to make my own decision. I told you, when you tell me to do stuff, I'm going to do it. It says matters that Mr. McGee has provided useful and significant information and that the government concurs in that evaluation of the assistance rendered. Indeed, in the present matter before me, 2 significant convictions were obtained against co-defendants. Mr. McGee explanation of the scheme and the involvement of others was no doubt a factor in those guilty pleas, and he's to be entitled to a departure for that alone. Significantly, he assisted another prosecution entity, another sovereign, in another matter related to Mr. Arena. And as has been relayed to me, the investigators in that matter were quite satisfied with the information provided and indeed indicated that it saved them years of work. The other matter has also been a subject of cooperation, and I have received information from the government in camera that indicates that this additional cooperation has been considered by the government to be significant and useful. By the government. Who else did he come out against the government? Okay. The court determined that on the record before me that the truthfulness, completeness, and reliability of that information has been unquestioned by individuals who have relayed information to me. I have nothing from a government or reliable source indicating that Mr. McGee has been anything other than reliable, truthful, and complete in his matters of cooperation with state and federal authorities. Okay. Then it says personally that, and as I said, Mr. McGee should be a non-custodial sentence. The reasons why I have already articulated, and he's still doing things to help individuals in society. His blog is still helping young women, still helping little girls, still helping society to prevent the predators and the pedophiles and preying on these young children, vulnerable children. Now, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to ask a question. Who did he help? Other than Azriel. And when I say helped, who did he help, period? Other than Azriel flip on R. Kelly. This is in paperwork from the United States District Court. That part, Ashley, himself. I think that to stop him and to prevent him from continuing his assistance in many different areas and putting him in custody will not accomplish anything but hurt the good that he's done, the good that he's continuing to do, and the good it is in helping all these young women. What young women was he helping? And then it says his daughters help him with the blogs. Huh? They basically try to assist in the pain and helping these young kids that have been traumatized. So now Azriel has been traumatized all of a sudden, right? And he's continuing to do so. To do that. And he does it every day. And again, Judge, if the court feels that there has to be some sort of sentence other than non-custodial, I would ask for the court to sentence him to a house arrest. The court can sentence him up to a year, 10 months to a year on house arrest. This way, at least he can continue the good things that he is doing. He will not be separated from his family. But more importantly, because everybody has that issue, as though everyone and anyone I represent has that issue, being separated from their loved ones. That's not the main. So when him and Angelo fell out, he decided he want to create narratives and run to the feds. Well,
I don't even know what you get with me.
Bro, you happy about giving people
Nigga,
that
you know how
money?
much motherfucking money they gave me for that?
How much?
$200.
shout out to Big Vibe Opinion for that, man. I needed that. But it's crazy because when you look at the network that they have, even some of the folks on the R. Kelly side that went over there with them, some names I'm not even going to say, but y'all know who it is. And then when I look back at the fact that Tim and Jongelin blocked me off their Instagram page, right? I get it. Because Tim started a lie that went over to the drunk. That went over to Larry, and then Larry sent it to the drunk. And then, as y'all heard, she had the green light to talk about it, and that was a lie. My thing is, why would you lie on your lawyer when it comes to little old me? But then you get on my channel and do stuff like this.
Go ahead, bring Tim in.
Nah, do you want to?
I was trying to finish what I was saying. No, bring him in. Bring him in. Yeah, bring him
What's
in.
up, man? What's going on? They
Man,
came with it. Let me talk. What's going on? Good morning. Good evening. Whatever.
So
hold on.
So Tim's situation, we going next. Because I see him on the YouTube and all this and agreeing with a lot of shit. That's cool too. But listen, so now back to Larry. So this is where we at. I never played them games, bro. When Larry had a problem, I was there for
it. Let me say something, Lo. Let me say something real quick. Let me say something. Let me say something. 'Cause I can't be on here all night. I got to get up.
No, let him say something.
Let me say something.
Go ahead, let him say something. We all got to get up. But go ahead.
I hear you, but I just popped on here. daintezjackson, thank you for letting me on your channel. Angelo, I talked to you this morning. I told you, man, at the end of the day, you got to address.
No, you said it wasn't in the morning. You said it. Hold on. Let's correct that because you corrected it on the other channel. It wasn't this morning.
Bro,
it was the other day. I
talked to you the other day, which is I'm still up, so it's from yesterday, right? Listen, at the end of the day, bro, we got to address this, man. Let's get down and address. Cause these
listen to me, Tim.
Listen. How you gonna let me talk? You talk, bro. Come on now. Come on, let me talk, bro.
Go ahead. Go ahead, gangster. Go ahead, gangster. You got batteries in your back. I'm gonna settle you down, though, when I finish. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, so listen, bro.
Right, Preem, I'm with you. I'm about to go get my popcorn.
Day one with this bullshit. And I said bullshit. I'm saying bullshit like you been with me day one about my daughter and your daughter. All right? So, with these folks are telling me the things that you said about my wife, I've never said anything about your wife. Never. You told me, Savage, I never said anything about your wife. You told me that directly. So I never said anything about your kids. They a lie. Right? Yes or no? Right? Because I never said anything negative about your family. Every time somebody asks me something, I said, I ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in their household. I have something to do with what's going on in my household. I can't speak for what's going on with the class. I told you that this morning. Me and you talk. My thing is this, Angelo. My thing is this. And we're going to clear the air with these folks or clear the air with anybody. You got to get on there and address them, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. I ain't coming on here being no gangster.
You finished?
I ain't no gangster, nigga. I call it Westwood, but I ain't no gangster.
Are you finished?
I'm just saying, bro.
How long you gonna keep saying the same goddamn thing? You said
I'm saying the same thing because it's true, bro. Come on.
Okay, so let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Any motherfucking thing on this internet, nigga, I call you up straight bring it straight to you. Your wife disrespected me, nigga, on a conversation. Did you forget that was recorded?
Did I call you a nigga?
Hold on. Because yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you call me. Yeah, so stop yelling then. So when you go on the panel, don't raise up like you fucking run something. Man, shut the fuck up. Listen. You want me?
Listen. It's about me and you right now.
Listen.
Come on, man.
Listen, Dana.
Respect me, man.
Dana. You can mute him. You can mute him and let me finish my conversation. Mute him. So now he want here. He already asked this question. I shut up and let him ask it. Now my answer.
Go ahead,
now for one, see niggas, see dudes forget shit, right? See they forget shit. I don't forget nothing. I've never in my life spoke any foul shit about his family. They've talked shit about me and I respond. His daughter. Y'all all witnessed his daughter coming in the chat, coming at me. What I tell her that day? I say, I'm not going to say nothing to you. Tell your father or your mother to get on here. You're a child. I will not address you. Did I, didn't I? Dana, you was on that live. Did I, didn't I?
Yep, but hold on. Wait. Here's the truth right here. Cash Jones stated that Angelo said Tim violated a 16-year-old. Just saying.
Right. So what is
exactly? So okay. So now this the funny part, right?
She said you said it. Which one?
Hey,
I know you said. Come on, so tell me what's what, bro. Come on, talk to me.
Hold on. Can you mute him, Dana? Can you mute him so I can say what the fuck I gotta say?
Let him say what he got to say.
Now let me say that. He said, "Can you mute him, bro?"
Go ahead.
So he just said he want to hear who said it, right?
Right.
Then he said, "But I know you said it, bro." I seen a fucking video like everybody on here. And Dana, you can contest to this. Please be the rep. That's why I went to your channel. Because see, you got everything.
Right.
So did her video come out with somebody that supposed to work to him talking about a daughter? I got phone calls like a motherfucker over that shit. I didn't even know nothing about it. I called Tim about it. Fuck is he talking about? How the fuck can I tell Cash when the shit hit the internet and this bitch is a troll? This bitch ain't nothing but a fucking troll. Man, make it make sense. The same one that talk. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Cash. We're going to get into you and Cash real deep. So I just wanted to straighten this out.
Dana.
Am I lying about anything I just said, Dana? That's all I want to know. Did it hit the internet first? Because I got when I called Tim. He was at work, and he stepped out the fucking office to explain this shit to me. I said, yo, it's the video out here. He said, that nigga worked with me. It's a fucking lie. I said, okay. I never said shit else about it. So go ahead.
All right, hold on. Tim said he want to explain something to you. Hold on.
Talk to that nigga.
I ain't explaining nothing.
Running from me. My wife tried to talk to that nigga.
Doesn't matter if he running. He missing it.
Confronted the
Man,
nigga.
I'm gone.
Let me tell you
Dana,
something,
I don't want to hear that. He missing
no
it. He missing it. It don't matter if the nigga running. It don't matter if he running. When he asked me, what he asked me is not what he explained. He asked me, did I say that? And I just explained to him where it came from, which everybody knew about it at the same time. I didn't know nothing about no co-worker. I didn't know nothing about the video. They sent it to me after everybody was talking about it. And I called him up as a brother and said, yo, this and that. He walked out his office. We talked about the shit outside. So now how the fuck is Cash this Bible? I'm confused. Cash is a Bible. Cash said Angelo said this, and this motherfucker go for this and then come at me. This is my problem right here.
I'm not coming
See,
at
your
you,
source,
bro. You're not
you did coming at me because you said, Dana, did he just say, I know you said it?
Yeah.
Did he just not say that? Thank you. God damn. I'm not an idiot.
But the thing is this is what I think is going on. This is me.
Okay, I'm listening.
And the thing is, I'm on the other side from both of y'all. Because I went to war against both of you motherfuckers. So basically, here's the thing.
Okay.
It sounds like somebody got in the middle of y'all and start spewing shit and putting y'all against each other. And the question would be, what would be that person's motive? And the only person that everybody have in line is who? The Black Widow herself.
Bro, listen to this, bro. This woman just texted me. I asked her not to text you. Dana, you got shit you'd already know. This woman texted me soon as she got off live with them. I ain't even read that shit, bro. I ain't even read that shit. See, I don't play these dumbass games. See, they play these dumb games. See, pussy don't move me. See, can't no individual besides Alice Clay make me move. And Alice don't get on this shit, messy shit for none of that. For nobody. So all this shit with these niggas dealing with these girls that they can't control. I'm a fucking man, a caveman, fucking beastful man. I stand, walk, talk like a fucking man at all times. So guess what? A Cash can't tell me no shit. Tim said, and I run to Tim and believe it. Or I have a conversation with my wife. Or I have a conversation with 4 or 5 other people. And this and that before I bring it to you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to call you up like I did a million motherfucking times about what I had an issue with. And the same shit with your wife. When that video came out, I said something to your wife and I called you up and said it. So, bro, this shit goofy to me. Dana, let me get back to Mary Larry, and then we can go to Tim. I'm not doing this because motherfuckers ain't being truthful. See, pussy control every situation. Every situation we have on this internet is from pussy, bro. It's from pussy. These dudes following women that do not land beside. These situations all come from pussy. That's not laying beside these niggas. Angelo. They let these women tell them shit, and then everybody go crazy. Angelo. No woman can tell me nothing, and I go crazy on nobody.
Angelo, hold on.
That's it.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
But let's let Tim talk. Hold on. I'm going to mute you. Hold on. All right, go ahead, Tim.
First of all, I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm not going to do all that. My thing is this. This man was with me from day one, trying to help his daughter. I've always said that from day one. Next thing is, I have never said that I would say something negative about this man. What's going on with his family is at his household. I've been on everybody's channel, and I said that. Okay? Whether they said something or not, I can't tell you what's going on in the next man's house because I don't sleep there. I don't turn the key. I don't do none of that. So first of all, I've never said anything about you. If my wife put up something about you or your wife, I told you the day of, whatever day it was, yesterday or the day before that, I asked her to take it down. She took it down out of respect for your family, because I always had respect for your family. As a man, I'm just telling you, if these women are talking, I went on their channel and talk to them. Because I feel that, hey, I need to address the issue. Now, let me talk a little bit about this coworker shit. The coworker said what he stated, what the coworker stated, wasn't about a 16-year-old, first of all. Never had no motherfucking relationship with no 16-year-old. I don't know who said it. I didn't say Angelo said it. I didn't say Cash Jones said it. I, Tim Savage, never. Okay? Now, the next thing is, this guy said on whatever the channel he was on, that R. Kelly bought my Mercedes. R. Kelly hadn't signed for me shit. He never gave me shit. Okay? Let's just be clear on that. I am just coming on here to say one thing and one thing only. I'm not trying to be messy. I'm not trying to call Angelo a nigga. I'm not trying to call DanaJay a nigga. I come on DanaJay's channel to respect, because at the end of the day, I'm on this man's channel. So I'm asking him. First of all, I said, thank you, Dana, for inviting me on. Second of all, I said, Angelo, we need to get this shit straight with these women, because they saying certain shit and doing this and doing that. And it need to be handled. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to go and do this and do that. I'm just trying to get some reason here so we can move past this shit. And I'm trying to get my daughter out. That's all I'm trying to do, is get to know my daughter. My daughter was of age. Everybody know that. My daughter was of age, period. Only thing I want to do was make sure my daughter was fine, healthy, and okay. Every time you see me on interview, I wanted to know that, period.
Well,
That's all.
You finished?
I got a question.
Hold
on for a second, Angela. Hold, wait.
Go ahead.
Wait, I know Tim ain't gonna be up long. I got a question for you, Tim.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Who came and told you that Rob and was treating your daughter and everybody else bad? Was it Cash or was it Asante and McGee?
I don't know. It could have been Shanti McGee, because it was 97 Baby Girl who I think started all this. Because that's what we got. And hold on, let me finish. It was I think it was Shanti McGee. It had to. But
Cash said she was 97.
But let me finish, Lo.
Yeah, because Cash just hit the link. So
listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you how it happened to me.
Okay.
I came about 97 Baby Girl contacted me and my wife. Said my daughter was in college. She said, your daughter is going.
Y'all, I'm getting off. Don't bring her on, bro. I'm getting off. Cash on, I'm getting off. I don't want nothing to do with her, bro. Nothing. She won't
she can get on whatever. With me. But she can
get on with your shit, bro.
Come on, Lo, man. Come on, man.
Me and
come on, Lo.
You want
Lo.
Tim? You got Tim. I'm ready to get off, bro.
Lo, come on, man. You gotta stay on this, man.
Off,
come on now.
Listen. Tim, play your games, because when I release
I'm not
this
playing
shit
no
Cash,
games, bro.
When I release this shit
hang up
Cash,
the phone.
Listen,
I'm not
when
playing
I release
no
this shit with Cash, y'all gonna understand why
okay,
he
don't put
Cash
on
the
bro.
motherfucking
Whatever,
thing
bro.
every time.
I'm not
y'all
playing
gonna understand. Y'all gonna understand why he want Cash on and why he want us all talking at the same time. See, money don't make me. I make money. I know why the fuck Cash is trying to insert herself in this shit. She came to y'all with that same bullshit that she came to me with. And you know what I told her? I'ma sue her ass. That's what I told her. So y'all keep falling for it.
Angelo, stay on the phone.
I can't hear you. Go ahead, Dana.
Cash is gone.
What you said?
Cash is gone. Tim is
thank you.
Go ahead, Tim.
Okay, thank you. This is how it came to me. I can't say, like I told you, you can't say what the next man was going on next man's house, right? What happened was, somebody from 97 Baker, we're getting these damn messages saying my daughter's doing this. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So we come to find out that what we was thinking was Shanti McGee. Now, day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, Cass said she was 97 Baker. I'm not mistaken. I think I heard that.
You're right.
So that's what I was saying. I'm not for sure, but that's what I
You
think.
Still trying to you know what you heard, Tim.
But I'm just saying, you trying to put something in my mouth that I don't know.
Listen to what you said. You heard it. You're
not listening, bro. You're not listening. You gonna tell me what I heard?
Y'all keep trying to tell
you what happened in your house, bro. You gonna tell me what I heard and what I did, man? Come on.
How you heard it? Either you heard it or you didn't hear it.
Low. Listen, let him finish his joint. Go ahead.
Either you heard it or you didn't hear it.
Listen, you're not hearing exactly what I'm saying.
Listen, Tim, and just go ahead and finish saying what you're saying. I got another
when Cash said, if I'm not mistaken, that she was 97 Baby Girl, right?
Right.
So that's where that came about. So I called Lo. I said, was Cash 97 Baby Girl? I said, damn, because We was trying to find out. Angelo was trying to find out. I was trying to find out. My wife was trying to find out who was 97 Baby Girl. Because at one time, Lo thought I was 97 Baby Girl. I'm like, no, dog, ain't no motherfucking 97 Baby Girl. I don't know what the fuck that is. We trying to find out. Because 97 Baby Girl knows all this shit from the beginning. You feel me? So that's how that came about, bro. I can only tell you what I know. I can't tell you what the next man knows. I'm going to talk about what Tim Savage knows.
All right, so question, Tim. I got one more question.
No worries.
Did you physically see Robert disrespecting or belittling your daughter?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't. I want to know her whereabouts and make sure she was fine, healthy, and okay. I had other people coming to me and telling me this. You follow me?
Right.
I'm not going to sit on here and lie. Right. No, I did not.
All right, so you finished? So listen to this, Dana, and y'all can contest this. See, I've been off the grid for a minute, almost about a year since the smart dummy left. So what I'm telling you is this. So Dana, do you recall Tim on panels running this?
That's something different. But what I wanted y'all to see was the fact that Tim have acknowledged the fact about 97 Baby Girl, right? And if y'all was here when I was talking to Tox, can I ask about creating fake pages because 97 Baby Girl just disappeared all of a sudden. So and Tox attests to Tim and Jongelin creating pages and sending it over, but then it makes me wonder because I gotta go back to this.
They gonna put out stuff if we talk. But he ain't got shit on me. You might have Tim do the little play stuff.
Yeah, you might have Tim, but you ain't got shit on Jongelin.
All day long like a lion, because he can't get nothing on me. I ain't did nothing. He ain't got nothing on me. Nothing. He can fight me up, head up. Now I'm just trying to get myself geared up for it. Cause I'll take it down. He trying to call for the mail. He ain't trying to call for me. But he don't know I'm the one who started it, because I had to convince him that what was going on. I'm the one who started this. I had to convince him that what was going on. I'm the one who started this.
I had to convince him that what was going on. I'm the one who started this.
So with that being said, I'm starting to wonder, was Jongelin 97 Baby Girl, and then her and Asante McGee teamed up, and then they piggybacking with Tim, and Tim knowing what's going on, but he playing the 50 about what's going on. Did that make sense? Did that make sense? Did that make sense? I don't know if y'all here, but did that make sense? Because to me, it makes sense. So now I'm wondering about this whole story putting out there about R. Kelly abusing a Joy. Was that Tim? And see, and it's crazy because I'm going to keep it real. Gerald Griggs is a fighter. And if they doing all this stuff behind Griggs' back and then faking like they don't know what's going on, that's making Gerald Griggs look like an idiot. Because Griggs don't know what they doing. And then whenever you take it to Griggs be like, show me, like, what's going on? I wouldn't want to take on clients like that. I really wouldn't want to take on clients like that. And one thing about me is I know how dirty certain people are. I know people would fake an email and send you some stuff about some other people. Because at one point, me and Block, and I'm quite sure Levi got it too, and we got Levi's from this sergeant person. I don't know no sergeant people. But it's a photo of Azriel and R. Kelly. And they wanted me and Block to show it. No, I'm not showing that shit. Because I'm a father and I got daughters. And if my daughter ever get hemmed up with an older guy and some stuff like that happen, it's going to be a problem. So I got to think on a father level of what I would and wouldn't do. But then for Tim to claim to not to know nothing about 97 Baby Girl, and for him not to know about 97 Baby Girl, it strikes me crazy because then this pops up.
So Tim, basically, he made contact with Mr. Grizz, and we met in his office. He was really listening, and he was trying to figure, because it's always in the back of everybody's head. A good attorney, you got to figure out what are your angles. How can you get this guy? Because they're over 18, they're with him. So he listened to our story. He listened to different things that we said, and then we just came up with he came up with some different angles that we could pursue.
It was on a tour bus.
Right.
Go to the FBI because they on a tour bus, so they crossing state lines. So it becomes federal. So the FBI is the person, the Alphabet Boys is the one you need to go to make sure that this get addressed. Yes, Shanti did go to the FBI. The Clarice went to the FBI. Geronda went to the FBI.
I'm going to pause that for a second. Because he said they on a tour bus and they crossing state lines and would make it federal, right? But didn't Ann Donnelly and them use that as the Mann Act on R. Kelly in New York? And then he keeps saying girls, but his daughter was of age, so where's the girl? And then he wondered why Joy don't want to talk to him, because this video right here is the video of where the feds gave Rob the Mann Act because Joy was on the tour buses. On top of that, Tim almost got one of the agents fired for presenting wrong information. So it makes you sit back and wonder and think, is this really worth talking about or pursuing? Yeah, it's worth talking about, because every time they come out spreading lies. And only myself and Prima can combat this word for word. So I understand why I'm blocked on Instagram, because I'm not supposed to see what they doing. But check it. Everything they said on Instagram, it contradicts what I just showed today. It contradicts what I showed yesterday. All day yesterday. I'm just saying, sometimes we as people gotta really take into consideration what's really going on. And see, and like I said, when I was on a platform, when I was on Pill's platform, I'll tell you what platform I was on. I was on Pill's platform, and Pills was saying that he know for a fact that R. Kelly is a pedophile, right? So if you know for a fact that R. Kelly is a pedophile, have you ever seen him do anything? And Pill said no. He said, but we know he came to the high school. I said, have you ever seen him in the high schools? Pill said no. No. Hold on, Faith. Wait, we're not talking about Trump right now. Hold on. So Pills was like, no. And we never seen him at the high schools. So I said, it's hearsay, right? And he said, pretty much, yeah. So I said, well, oh no, you good, Faith, you good. So I said, well, you can't believe everything you hear. And he said, well, that's true. So how do you know that R. Kelly is a pedophile? And matter of fact, you'll see some people say, oh no, well, I got a homegirl, but I know him. Well, how you know your homegirl ain't lying? How you know your homegirl ain't get turned down? And you seen some old code people talking about my home girl and Javante and this and this and this and this. Well, well, Javante was fed a story by Sparkle. And Javante ran with it. And out of all the time that Javante had been talking, all of a sudden, on the last episode of Surviving R. Kelly, she become a victim. Make this sugar honey iced tea make sense. But I'm not the one to be played with. So I first of all, if R. Kelly, right? If R. Kelly was such this pedophile and such this bad person, let me ask this question. Why is Lydia Ague starting a change.org thing to get R. Kelly? And you know who Lydia Ague is. She's the head Federal Bureau of Investigations prosecutor. She oversees everything. So it says, after the airing of Surviving R. Kelly on Lifetime, the world is now aware of the various criminal acts of Robert Sylvester Kelly. Hold on. So for the people that say Surviving R. Kelly didn't start this, you're a lie, because you see what Lydia Ague said after the airing of Surviving R. Kelly on Lifetime. The world is now aware of the various criminal acts of Robert Sylvester Kelly. Then it says these crimes include, but are not limited to, statutory rape, sexual assault, and battery. There are also a number of women who have been missing since 2016 due to their involvement with R. Kelly. Hold on, pause. That's where another family gets involved because of what Lydia Ague said about a female or females being missing. And how do you correlate that? Because you had, I believe it was Lindsay husband, and was in a picture with this young lady's daughter, and that's the last they seen of this young lady daughter. So now they're equating that with R. Kelly because Lindsay was around R. Kelly. Now y'all see where this is going? So it says eyewitnesses have reported seeing women on R. Kelly's properties living in a cult-like setting, secluded in rooms, denied food, and coerced and or forced into sexual activity with Mr. Kelly and other individuals, some of whom are underage. That's a lie. That's what they needed to say to get these people upset. So it says victim and their family members have already made complaints to local police departments in Illinois, New York, Georgia, California, and Texas, as well as to the FBI. However, either the complaints are falling on deaf ears, or law enforcement does not find these complaints important enough. Now that was Lydia Ague's color of change, right? So then we're gonna keep it going. Hold on, let me see. Oh no, not that. Then we're gonna keep it going. Not only is the head of the FBI putting out GoFundMes, right? But Tamara Simmons, the lady who's in charge of talent relations for the Jermaine Dupri show, and the lady who's responsible for the documentaries of all the serial killers, she penned this: I sat down with the survivors a year before a camera was in their face. So I have a question. Why is a casting director sitting down a year with so-called survivors before a camera and was even there? What are you teaching them, Tamara Simmons? Then she said, I didn't choose to do a documentary on RK. I chose to document the survivors' voices, Black silence voices. RK just so happened to be the subject matter. Sharing is healing. I want them all to be healed. Now watch this. Here's the catch. She said RK just so happened to be the subject matter, right? Well, subject matter. Subject matter. I want y'all to hear what subject matter is. Subject matter. Hold on. Hold on. I want y'all to hear what subject matter is. Let's mute that. And I'm about to let y'all hear what subject matter really is. Let's go.
102, it's talking about all of UCC Article 3, which is only about negotiable instruments. It literally says this article applies to negotiable instruments. It does not apply to money. This is not a conspiracy theory.
So, subject matter doesn't apply to a man or a woman, nor do it apply to a person or a human being. It applies to negotiable instruments. So with that being said, RK just so happened to be the subject matter. So basically what she's saying was R. Kelly, Robert Kelly, is a negotiable instrument. But that went over people's head. Then she says, sharing is healing. I want them all to be healed. So hold on. My question is, what makes them survivors? What did they survive? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What made them survivors? What did they survive? And then let's go there. They talk about the girl on the P tape, the infamous P tape. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the infamous P tape. That's not Rashona. That's not Rashona. But that's the girl from the infamous P tape, the grown ass woman from the infamous P tape. The grown woman. Okay, hold on. This is the face that they was trying to put Rashona face on top and to make it seem like it was Rashona. Okay. Like I told you. So when people talk about I seen the P tape, no, you've been manipulated because here's the young woman from the infamous P tape. And then the other tape, when the woman was crawling, that was Lisa Van Allen crawling to Damon Pryor. So here's the woman from the infamous P tape. And before they tried to lift her face and put a Rashona Landfair face on there. But let's go a little deeper. One thing I don't ever have to do is cap. So when I tell you he been set up and lied on, it is what it is. Because the facts is there. Shout out to Prima Donna for the collages. Because Lord knows she put them collages better and she put them things together better than anybody. So here's the young lady from the infamous P tape, which is Adelina Prado. Right? So hold on. Not only did they try to coerce people, but they took Demetrius Smith and he went at Ann Donnelly saying he ready to go home. And Ann Donnelly said, I'm running out of patience. And he said, oh, you're running out of patience. He said, we can go home then, right? Smith repeatedly asked if he could refer to his prior grand jury testimony before answering, apparently worried that any contradictions will open him to perjury charges. So here's my question. Everybody was fed a script against R. Kelly. Now, this is what Adelina Prado said. She said, trial set for August the 11th. I testified first this case last year. And here we go. And here we are again. Public announcements. I want everyone to know that I am not a victim. I showed up to that man as a witness and a naughty little girl that he adored at 19 years old. As much as I would like to forget most of the memories with R. Kelly and with what officials call abuse. Listen to what she's saying. And with what officials call abuse. He is a strong influence in my sound and taught me lots for nearly a decade. I can never forget him because he's always surfacing. But at the end of the day, I am the girl that never spoke. So I get my chance now and more than likely will do it to an R beat. R. Kelly is the soundtrack of my life. Not agreeing with his choices, but he's the king, period. The choices she's talking about is he didn't pick her to marry her. He moved on. And then on the other column, it says, them never took the stand. Allen's ex-boyfriend, Damon Pryor, the defense's surprise witness, who may or may not have talked to Van Allen about a Chuck and Keith planning to set R. Kelly up. Her friend, Adelina Prado, who may or whatever it says. And then they got Lisa Van Allen name. So when I tell you I have it all, once again, this is Adelina Prado later and earlier. Now, what I can say is I did get a call from Adelina Prado, and from what she's saying is that she didn't even reopen a case up in Minnesota. So I told her she needed to get in contact with Jennifer Bonjean. That's Damon Pryor, and that's Lisa Van Allen. Damon Pryor used to be Rob's body double as well. Here's Chuck and Keith. And you see it say, at home trying to figure out if my VCR still worked. I ran across this talent, Sonny Black, Ernest Dixon, Keith Casino, Morrell, G.S. Smith. But you see who Rachel Dion is holding on. Tank. This is back during Black Round days. And what up, Shank? This is back during Black Round days. So they really set him up. And watch this. This guy is Michael Avenatti's client from back then. Now watch this. Keith Morrell said to Bianca Smith Jackson, come on, TBE. If it wasn't for Rachel Dion, we would have been the biggest stars in the world. Laugh out loud. Ha 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 ha. What did she do? Tell Rob he had to stop showering, y'all. Ha ha ha. Rachel Dion. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, what part can't y'all see that the man was set up? That's all I'm trying to figure out. What part can't y'all see that he was set up? And with that being said, being set up cost him years in jail. Made up lies. And I said it once and I say it again. If you never had more than $30,000 in your hand, when somebody is dangling 20 million in front of you and you don't believe it, so what they do is they off your father, they take you and the rest of your family and relocate you to California out of Chicago. They give you a lifetime supply of Section 8 and a lifetime supply of food stamps. So you don't got to worry about nothing. You're going to live on some, and you're going to live in California. Almost said I had to catch myself. And you're going to live in California in a good part, great for the rest of your life because the government taking care of it. And then the dangling carrot was, we're going to make sure you get 20 million. For somebody who never had 30 to 40,000 dangled in their face at one time, and you talking about giving them 20 million, and you know what they're going to say? What script do I got to stick by? What I got to say? I mean, am I lying? If I'm lying and somebody tell me I'm lying, listen, I'm going to give you a prime example. Y'all know George Jefferson don't like me. If the government called him and said, look, and we going to set DanaJay up on allegation charges and with Jasmine, and we need you to come to court and to say that you was there firsthand, and we going to give you 40 million. You don't think him, Flea Baby, and the rest of that crew going to be sitting there saying, oh, we was all there? Make it make sense. And watch this. Miss Ruby Lockett said this is a case for money and a criminal case. Watch this. This is not just for money. That's the throw off part. This is about his ownership. Because if he was home, he would be the most wealthy owner of music. That means generations of his. They would eat off of his 12 play and public announcement and all that. They would eat off that. Oh, I don't know, J-Rock. They would eat off that. And you know, the music industry and the arts industry, they can't have that. Michael Jackson said it the best. No person of color will leave the industry owning anything. Shank Rock, am I lying? See, I just don't have people to come on and talk. I have people that's actually been in the industry, that is in the industry, or that's desiring to get in the industry, or that managed in the industry and got away. Like I say, and you never know who's going to interview. Somebody unsubscribe from me or something? Oh no, please subscribe back. I might be getting shadow banned again. Well, I'm going to give you a reason to shadow ban me, YouTube. Because at the end of the day, R. Kelly innocent. And I throw bones at people just so people will understand just how innocent R. Kelly is. And what I've realized is a lot of people have built up trauma within their life, so they believe anything the government say. They believe that R. Kelly did it with no proof. They believe that he did it. And you had a person come on here that told y'all they got people to lie on him. If that's not enough to stop listening to whatever come out that person's mouth after that, you crazy. So what I'm going to do before I get out of here, just like R. Kelly innocent, Young Thug innocent too. And like I told y'all once before, this case is not about drugs. It's not about gangs. It's about nut. And literally, I mean nut. Figuratively, peanut. Literally, nut. So we're going to jump with, I'm going to do I'm gonna do a couple motions real quick, right? But that dropped yesterday, or should I say, in the middle of the night. So motions for fair and constitutional trial, fair and constitutional trial, comes now, Mr. Shannon Stillwell, by and through undersigned counsel, and hereby files this motion for fair and constitutional trial in the above style case. In support of this motion, Mr. Stillwell shows as follows. Mr. Stillwell is accused of multiple felonies, including conspiracy to violate the Georgia RICO law and substantive felonies in this indictment. Mr. Stillwell is factually innocent of the charges against him. Like all citizens, Mr. Stillwell is guaranteed a fair trial and due process at trial by the federal and state constitutions. The Confrontation Clause, the Due Process Clause, and all other constitutional protections. Mr. Stillwell's demands that his trial be conducted in a fair and constitutional manner. The state is seeking a life without parole sentence, Jesus Christ, for Mr. Stillwell if he is convicted. And Mr. Stillwell's constitutional rights must be protected without exception. Mr. Stillwell and his co-defendants have been in trial for approximately 19 months. Approximately 75 witnesses have testified so far. Mr. Stillwell has remained in jail for the duration of this time. 19 months, Jesus. Judge Earl Glanville has been the trial judge to this point. This case has been plagued by discovery violations, lost and missing police reports, and Brady violations. The defense also takes issue with several of Judge Glanville's legal rulings, including but not limited to an overly liberal and unconstitutional application of OCGA 801D2E. Most recently, Fulton County District Attorneys Hilton and Love took part in an ex parte meeting with Judge Glanville. This meeting also included witnesses Kenneth Copeland and Copeland's attorney, Caleb Bumpus. Neither Mr. Stillwell nor undersigned counsel were informed of or invited to attend this meeting. The same is true for all of Mr. Stillwell's co-defendants and their counsels. Kendrick filed a motion to recuse Judge Glanville on June 12, 2024. Judge Glanville summarily denied said motion. Kendrick's motion to recuse, as well as a similar motion filed by co-defendant Williams, were subsequently considered and granted by the Honorable Judge Rachel Krause. Mr. Williams, through his attorney, has since filed a motion for a fair trial on July 10th, 2024. Williams' motion alleges and discusses several ways in which this trial has been unfair and has failed to meet constitutional requirements for Mr. Williams. Mr. Kendrick, through his attorney, has also filed a similar motion on July 23rd, 2024. Mr. Stillwell adopts both motions and incorporates their contents into this motion, as Mr. Stillwell has been similarly affected by the errors in this case. Mr. Stillwell does not wish to demand a mistrial. Absent jeopardy attaching, Mr. Stillwell has been incarcerated since and has suffered through the duration of this case. Starting trial all over again is not a viable option for Mr. Stillwell. Furthermore, the defense has completely neutralized all testimony and documentary evidence presented against Mr. Stillwell thus far. In other words, the defense is winning this trial. The defense is winning despite the persistent legal errors, Brady violations, ex parte meetings, and discovery issues that have plagued this case. Mr. Stillwell does not request to start this case over. Nonetheless, serious errors have tainted this trial and continue to prohibit Mr. Stillwell from receiving a fair trial and from confronting witnesses called against him. Mr. Stillwell's due process rights have been and continue to be violated. These errors, as described in detail in the Williams-Kendrick motions, have been caused solely by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and Judge Glanville. These errors cannot be cured by curative instructions and will ultimately prevent these proceedings from meeting federal and state constitutional requirements, adhering to the Georgia rules of evidence, and fulfilling the requirements of Brady. The footnotes say Mr. Stilwell specifically incorporates past and future filings on behalf of co-defendant Williams and co-defendant Kennedy. I read that already. Okay, so let's get that out the way. The next one we're going to go to is this one right here. Let's go. Mr. Stilwell again. Motion for reconsiderations regarding certain hearsay statements. Comes now, Mr. Shannon Stilwell, by and through undersigned counsel, hereby files this motion for reconsideration in the above style case in support of this motion. Mr. Stilwell shows as follows. Mr. Stilwell is accused of multiple felonies, including count 1, conspiracy to violate the Georgia RICO law, and specific substantive felonies. Mr. Stilwell is innocent of all of the charges against him. Mr. Stilwell is charged with the January the 10th, 2015 alleged murder of Donovan Thomas, aka Peanut, like I told you, or Nut, and count 2 of this indictment. Mr. Stilwell is innocent of that charge as well. Kenneth Copeland, a witness called by the state, is currently on the witness stand. Mr. Copeland has never claimed to have any firsthand knowledge regarding the death of Donovan Thomas. Mr. Copeland did, however, meet with law enforcement several times in 2015. On June the 10th, 2015, and what was Copeland's 5th meeting with law enforcement in 2015, Mr. Copeland told law enforcement that he possessed specific information regarding the shooting death of Donovan Thomas. Mr. Copeland made this claim while under the threat of arrest for unrelated crimes that the law enforcement was investigating. Mr. Copeland did not mention this information on any of the 4 prior meetings with law enforcement. In his June 10th, 2015 interview, Mr. Copeland told law enforcement that he picked up Demetrius Garlington at a McDonald's restaurant on Cleveland Avenue on the evening of January 10, 2015. Copeland reported that Garlington walked to his Copeland's car, and while the 2 men were briefly alone, Garlington told Copeland that they unalived Nut. Copeland told law enforcement that Garlington then pointed to a group of people who were pulling into the McDonald's. Copeland told law enforcement that he interpreted Garland's words and actions to mean that Mr. Stilwell, Mr. Kendricks, Mr. Justin Cobb, and Mr. Demetrius McMillan were all present for and all participated in a drive-by shooting of Donovan Thomas. Per Copeland, Demetrius McMillan entered the car shortly after Garlington, and all communication about the event ceased. Mr. Copeland is now a sworn witness for the state and is currently on the stand. On direct examination thus far, Copeland has not denied making this June 10th, 2015 statement to law enforcement. Mr. Copeland has repudiated the contents and veracity of this prior statement. However, Copeland testified at trial that this conversation with Garlington never occurred and that he, Copeland, fabricated the event to get himself out of legal trouble. Furthermore, Copeland has denied contextual clues surrounding the out-of-court statement, testifying that it was Mr. Stilwell and not Mr. McMillan who got into the car with Copeland and Garlington for that evening. Stilwell has challenged the admissibility of Garlington's out-of-court statements on hearsay and confrontation clause grounds. Judge Glanville, who has since been recused from this case, ruled that these statements were admissible as statements of a co-conspirator. See OCGA 24-8-801D2E. This ruling does not comport with the U.S. Constitution or the Georgia Rules of Evidence. The plain text OCGA 24-8-801D2E requires not only that the proponent of the evidence, one, establish the existence of the conspiracy, and two, show that the statement was made during the pendency of the conspiracy, but that the proponent must also, three, establish that the statement was made in furtherance of the conspiracy, meaning that they had to all conclude together and conspire together of what was going on. Assuming that Garlington actually did these things to Copeland, these statements were not made in furtherance of the conspiracy. To find otherwise simply overlooks, disgraced the plain language of OCGA 24-8-801D2E and the line of controlling cases that establish that statements that spill the beans by definition do not further a conspiracy. See generally Stafford versus State case law, and State versus Lane case law, and State versus Wilkins case law, and U.S. versus Blakely case law. So it says the state plans to elicit testimony from Copeland regarding Garlington's alleged statements. While Copeland is now denying that Garlington made any such statements, Copeland has openly acknowledged that he previously told law enforcement that Garlington made said statements. The state has attempted to improperly introduce the contents of Garlington's statements through recordings of Copeland's prior statements, including his June 10th, 2015 interview. The state's method is improper for two reasons. One, Copeland has not denied making these prior statements, and therefore no foundation for prior inconsistent statements has been filed. Two, which is the focus of the motion, Garlington's statements to Copeland, even if uttered, were not made in furtherance of the conspiracy and therefore failed to meet requirements of OCGA 24-8-801D2E. Wherefore, undersigned counsel respectfully requests this court considers Mr. Stilwell's arguments and reconsiders whether the state has met their burden in establishing that Garlington's alleged statements satisfy the requirements of OCGA 24-8-801D2E. So we're gonna get out of that one. and we're gonna go ahead and knock out two more, and then we're gonna be done for the night. And then tomorrow we're gonna knock out the other three. So we're gonna go there. We got Jeffrey Williams' motion. State's motion to exclude victim character evidence. The state believes that defendants in the above style case may attempt to improperly place the character of the deceased victim, Mr. Donovan Thomas Jr., in an issue at the trial of this case. For the reasons stated below, the state moves this court to prohibit any attempt by defendants to elicit and introduce improper character evidence as prohibited by OCGA 24-444 and 24-4-405. Defendants Diamante Kendrick and Shannon Stilwell are charged in count 2 with the January 10th, 2015 murder of Donovan Thomas Jr. Overt Acts 16 through 20 of count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, also pertain to the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr. The defendants have pled not guilty to both count 1 and count 2 and have never raised or asserted any claim of self-defense. The footnotes. Additionally, 3 severed co-defendants, Jarvis Bradford, Justin Cobb, and Demetrius McMillan, are also charged in count 2 for murder. Defendant Williams is charged with overt act 16. Defendants Kendricks and Stilwell are charged along with other severed defendants with overt acts 17 to 20. So argument and citation of authority. Georgia evidentiary statutes OCGA 24444A and 2 and 24445A govern admissibility of a victim's character. These statutes generally limit evidence of a victim's character to reputation or opinion and not specific bad acts. OCGA 24444A provides in pertinent part as follows: evidence of a person's character or a trait of character shall not be admissible for the purpose of proving action in conformity therewith on a particular occasion. There are 3 enumerated exceptions in 24404. 1, pertinent trait of character offered by a party to rebut the same, and 2, evidence of a victim's character trait for peacefulness to rebut evidence that victim was initial aggressor. 3, evidence of a character of a witness, where evidence of a character or a trait of a person is admissible. Proof shall be made by testimony as to reputation or by testimony in the form of an opinion. Generally, a murder victim's character is irrelevant and inadmissible. Walker versus State, 294 GA 851 to 852, 2014. A victim's character may only be admitted if there exists some factual nexus to the conclusion for which it is being offered. i.e., it is impermissible to establish such a nexus through sheer speculation. Even if cases where an excess is arguing self-defense, the excess may only seek to introduce evidence of the victim's violent character through the admission of reputation and opinion testimony. Then it says no factual nexus to admission of victim's character. The character of Donovan Thomas Jr. is irrelevant and inadmissible in this trial because there exits no factual nexus for introducing any evidence pertaining to his character. Furthermore, any evidence of the victim's violent character is unequivocally irrelevant because no defendant has claimed self-defense. Finally, even if the court were to find a relevant purpose for victim character evidence, it could only permit admission through reputation and opinion testimony, not specific acts. See Ward case law at a 901. Conclusion: the state requests this court to prohibit the defense from intentionally or inadvertently eliciting improper character evidence. So pretty much, Ms. Love don't want them to talk about Donovan Thomas' violent past or violent attitude while the whole time she want to bring up everybody else's. That's not making sense. Last but not least for this one, we're going to drop this one. Ooh. This 10-page bomb. Oh boy. State's motion to restrict extrajudicial statements comes now that the state of Georgia and moves this honorable court to instruct the defense to refrain from making further extrajudicial statements about this case moving forward. Georgia Rule of Professional Conduct Rule 3.6 prohibits lawyers participating in litigation from making extrajudicial statements a reasonable person would believe to be disseminated by means of public communication. If the lawyer knows or reasonably should know that it will have a substantial likelihood of materially prejudiciation, okay, and adjudicative, proceeding in the matter. A relevant factor in determining prejudice is the nature of the proceeding involved, with criminal jury trials being the most sensitive and extrajudicial speech, the character, credibility, reputation of a party, and any opinion as to the guilt or innocence of a defendant are subjects deemed to be more likely to have a material prejudicial effect on a criminal proceeding. Defense counsel have made numerous extrajudicial statements explicitly about this case while a jury is sworn and seated during the state's case in chief. Hold on. It says defense counsel have made numerous extrajudicial statements explicitly about this case while a jury is sworn and seated during the state's case in chief. So hold on. You putting this out here, right? So that means that the jury is not sequestered. Right, Prima? So that means that the jury is not sequestered. Cindy Warren said, yes, they set them up. I agree with you. They need to be locked up. Facts. That's about the R. Kelly thing. Yeah, definitely. Young Thug's case is R. Kelly 2.0. I said that. But for the state to put this in here, that means that the jury is watching everything that's going on. Because if not, why would you have to tell a court that the jury is sworn in and seated? Because if the jury is sequestered, they shouldn't be watching none of this. So it shouldn't matter if they sworn in or seated if they are really sequestered. So defendant Williams' counsel, attorney Brian Steele and Keith Adams, defendant Kendrick's counsel, attorney Doug Weinstein, and defendant Stilwell's counsel, attorney Max Shard, have all made extrajudicial statements to the media explicitly discussing this case in violation of Rule 3.6. The extrajudicial statements have included, among other things, interviews and statements to the Associated Press. 4 of those interviews have been 25, 33, 43, and 107 minutes in length. The statements include, among other things, the attorney's views and opinions about the case itself, opposing counsel, the now former judge, the jury, the outcome, and the guilt or innocence of specific defendants. Pursuant to OCGA 15(1), 3, and 4, courts have the power to control the furtherance of justice, the conduct of its officers, and all other persons connected with a judicial proceeding for it, in every matter appertaining thereto. The state thus moves this honorable court to instruct the defense to refrain from making extrajudicial statements about this case moving forward. So, Exhibit 1. Below, please find Brian Steele's statement regarding the recusal order. Ooh. I wonder where they get this from, because I put this on my Twitter. And it says Jeffrey Williams is innocent of the charges brought in this indictment, and to clear his name, he sought a speedy trial, one in which he would receive the constitutional guarantees of a fair trial with an impartial judge presiding and ethical prosecutors following the law. Sadly, Judge Glanville and the prosecutors have run afoul of their duties under of the law. Mr. Williams is grateful that the reviewing court agreed with him and entered the order recusing. and disqualifying Judge Glanville from presiding over Mr. Williams' case. We look forward to proceeding with a trial judge who will fairly and faithfully follow the law. The next one is exclusive Young Thug's attorney speaks out on Glanville recusal, Keith Adams. I wonder if I can see who this is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just by my reaction, y'all know who this is. Just by my reaction, if you know who this is, put the initials in the chat. Oh my God. If y'all don't know who it is, then don't worry about it. 15, 12-minute mark. Yeah, Miss Judd, you know who it is. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay. So the next one would be, let's see, Exhibit C. Associated Press reached out to Glanville and to a lawyer for Young Thug seeking comment on Monday's ruling. A spokesperson for Willis' office declined to comment. Okay, while I respect Chief Judge Glanville and his service to this community and the country, he simply became biased over the course of this case. Kendrick's lawyer, Doug Weinstein, said in an email. He added that he looks forward to trying the case before an unbiased judge, but said the only just outcome at this point is a mistrial and bond for Kendrick, who has been jailed for more than 2 years. Whew. Let's see who this is. Judge Glanville recused. I think this is Megan Cunnif's YouTube. Excuse me. I think this is Megan Cunnif's YouTube, but let's see if I'm correct. Yeah, this is Megan Cunnif's YouTube. Okay. Let's see what this is. Uh-oh. I think this is Megan Cunnif too. Yep, this is Megan Cunnif's too. Okay. Let's see what this is. Let's see who this is. Oh. Okay. There's somebody different. I'm not a lawyer, but okay. There's somebody different. Let's see. Oh, and then it's just emotion. But see, if y'all want to call in, call in. I'm just hold on, man. I'm just hold on. So here's my thing, man. The call-in number is there. But here's my thing. If you're going to cover a case, you're supposed to be on the inside covering it. When it starts spilling on the outside, it becomes a problem. And pretty much, you know, most people might not understand the integrity of a judicial case, but honestly, word travels. And if people don't want you to see, or if people don't want you in certain places, they will start blackballing you. And And the crazy part about all of this is that how can you be, first of all, how can you be part of press, but you going extra miles that press don't even do? I'm listen, when you are covering stories, all attention is not good attention. And you shouldn't want to be as attentive in every situation. Sometimes you should be incognito. Sometimes you don't even want people to know you there. She also took a picture with the star witness in this case. I know you lying. I know you lying. See, I don't be watching people, but I know you lying. Let's get them likes up, y'all. I listen, Miss Judd, I know you lying. Email me that picture. I know you lying. They taking pictures and putting it online? That's crazy. No, I'm good. I don't want fame that bad. That means that fame has become an idol. Cindy Warren said, yes, they set him up. I agree with you. They need to be locked up. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Yes, he is innocent and he's coming home soon. Free R. Kelly and God bless him. That part. That's for the people in the background. Prima said, yeah, they do my channel like that every day. They also switch notifications so your subs don't see all your posts. That part, Prima, I'm going through that now. Judah said, Kim Fox, where are you? Yeah, Kim Fox, why don't you hit my line? I got some questions for you. She also went to church with the... Dennis Byron was talking about it. Oh, for real? But hold on, they went to church? No, you know what? I ain't gonna do that. But they went to church. Hold on. Pastor, they went to church.
See, the devil busy. See, the devil won't act stupid. But I buy, ooh, he hot top.
Hold on.
You know the storm is rising. You know the storm is rising. You know the storm is rising. It won't be long. It won't be long.
But they had church though. They went to church. Let's do it again. Hold on.
You know the storm is rising. You know the storm is rising. You know the storm is rising. It won't be long. It won't be long.
I'm just saying, I just had to get it going. She ain't showing him the nipple and dildos like Demetrius though. Yeah. Listen, I don't know, man. Until after my case, I refrain from all that. You know, I don't know. Whenever I see that, I just go the other way because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want nobody saying I'm stalking and harassing. I don't want nobody doing none of that. I don't want no lies put on me. I'm just waiting for my case to be done. Over. I'm waiting for my day to go to court. Evidence will be presented. Everything will come out. I don't know. And the truth going to fall where it may. And then folks is going to look up and be like, Dana was telling the truth the whole time. No. I never lied. One more time.
You know the storm is rising. You know the storm is rising. You know the storm is rising. It won't be long. It won't be long.
Prima, hold on. Like I said, if y'all want to call in 404-914-7986. Prima said her daughter go from trying to play ass to hugging up on Woody.
He had top of a see, he coming Honda.
Oh my God. I know, man.
He had top of a see, he coming Honda. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for bullshit. Y'all better quit playing with me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. See, one more, Primo. Hold on.
Yeah, bastard. He can't win with me. Because let me tell you why. I post some
lighter
gasoline on him. I post some lighter fluid on him. And when I post some lighter fluid on him, I give me a lighter. And I set the fire and say,
no, he's all right. That's my pastor now. You can't. But on that note, I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
In truth, we did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off. We kept that shit going. We got bus drivers. We got police officers. We got assistants. We got friends. We got people to lie. We got the storage. We got motherfucking video, audio. You have seen Asriel at my house. You have seen parents at my house. We've done it all. I prove to you that every single person that was around him that go on them fucking channels have talked to and communicated with the feds, and they are 100% going to tell on him. I don't give a fuck if it's Kip, I don't give a fuck if it's Don, I don't give a fuck if it's whoever else. I ain't gonna name them all the motherfuckers, the white girl, all of them. Fuck.
Looking at you, baby, you got me going crazy. All I can think about is you all day.
Hold on.
Hello, this is a free call from...
Hold on, y'all.
An incarcerated individual at Nevada Department of Corrections Florence McClure Women's Correctional Center. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
Hello, boo-boo.
Oxtail Monster.
What's going on?
Just trying to see what you're doing.
Still live and you live?
Oh, hi everybody, I'm back. Nani is upset with you
Why?
because she said you were supposed to send her the link.
I sent her the link.
I know, but I don't know. Maybe tell her to click on right now since we live.
Nani spoiled. Hold on, let me tell her. Hold on. I don't know if she's mad at me for it. She need to come live.
You know how my baby is. My daughter is very spoiled, y'all. So she like, why he didn't send me that link?
I
She
did
wanted to
send
be
her
on
the
the
link.
live.
Huh?
Right. So yeah.
Hold
so
on,
just
hold on,
tell her to come on now.
Hold on. Because see, she be playing. See, I don't be playing. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think she said she's gonna come on from her new YouTube channel. So I don't know what that might be.
From her new YouTube channel?
Her new YouTube channel. You know, her last YouTube channel was Nani and Mommy ASMR. We were gonna do ASMR, but now she has a new name for it, I guess.
What is her new name?
I don't know. Beats me.
Hold on. I'm gonna send her a new link.
Doing makeup and beauty.
She's doing makeup and beauty?
She's doing makeup and beauty on her new YouTube channel, yeah.
Dangle my baby.
She on there?
Yeah.
Hi, Mommy.
Now y'all not gonna do this back and forth thing here.
Hi, my sweet daughter.
Y'all not.
I mean, she just was up here, so I mean, you know, it ain't like we, you know, she just was up here. So.
And she said, "Hi, Mama." Oh, look, y'all not gonna do this.
Yeah, and we are.
Send me the link so I can join. So I can join it.
She can get on. I'm fine with that.
Oh, you can do 3-way?
No, she wants the link to join. I think she want to come up. I'm not sure.
Hold on. I'm about to say because I ain't know you can do 3-way.
That's my baby right there. I'm so proud of my baby recently, but she sure thinks she grown. Okay, y'all. But I'm just
we ain't gonna
proud
do
of
that.
her.
We ain't gonna play with her like
She
that.
do. She thinks she a grown lady, y'all.
We ain't gonna play with her
bra
like
was
that.
empty. Right.
That go to link, Nani. We ain't gonna play with we ain't gonna play with my baby like that. We ain't gonna do that. What up, Ronald? So
come on up, young lady.
So since you're here, real quick, what about the so-called victims? What did you get from them?
You know, what I got from them, if I'm being honest, is I really feel like there's certain people that feel like they were taken advantage of just because they were promised certain things and they didn't get what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Hold on. There go my baby. What up, big head?
Hi, Mommy.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
Hi, Mom.
And she said,
chilling.
She said, "Hi, Mom."
Okay, let's address these allegations right quick since there's things online.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Because we just gonna get this right out the way right quick. Can you hear me, Mommy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have I ever abused you? And if I have, feel free to say it right now online and keep it real.
No, my mom has never abused me. I really feel like everybody is just having a full miscommunication. It's been a miscommunication, and I feel like everybody that's talking about my mom and our situation have no reason to talk about it because y'all was not there. You're reading paperwork from people that don't know what they was talking about. And then y'all continue to talk. No, man.
Right.
Y'all don't know nothing.
They want to make money off of our lives, but there are people who watch me on YouTube who knows my sacrifice as a mother and watch me raise my children. So that's the reason why I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things that goes on online, and they're like, oh yeah. Even I heard Tasha K put up a post and took it down, like, oh, Toxic Diamond got arrested for abusing her daughter. Like, I would never, have never, and would never abuse my baby. Do y'all see my baby? Y'all see how fine and beautiful my baby is?
And we not gonna solicit Nani like
Okay,
that. Nope,
Mr.
we ain't gonna do that.
Protective.
We ain't gonna do
Okay,
that.
Mr. Protective.
We ain't
I
gonna do
didn't
that.
mean fine. Excuse me.
Y'all
He
not
gave
gonna
me
solicit
fine
my
in
baby
his
like
eyes.
that. Nope, you ain't doing that.
Okay. Beautiful. My baby is. I would never abuse my baby. That is completely a false narrative. And unfortunately, because of the way Nevada is built, the way that they put their charges together, it will come across to look that way because these people don't care about families at all. They don't care about kids getting sick. There's people's children who have gotten sick. They went to the hospital. They charged the parent with neglect, abuse, and endangerment, as if these people have abused their kids because their kid got sick and they went to the hospital and it didn't come to the hospital in enough time. Like these people have arrested people for attempted stealing, like attempted larceny. Like they didn't get nothing. They attempted to get something and they got sent to prison for years and years. Like this state is weird like that.
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick while I got both of you up here. While I got both of you up here, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I was
just gonna say at the end of the day, I did have police contact and I was on probation. So, but the way they put those charges in there, that's wrong. But go ahead.
But I will say this, and I'm gonna open up Hell's Fury now. So for people that put that fake picture up there of Nani with a busted nose and busted lip and all that, Nani, can you clear that up? And for all the sweet queens over there,
I don't even know where y'all got that picture from, for one. And for two,
that was crazy.
Me and my mother have never, we've had disagreements, which we went to family therapy for, but we have never put our hands on each other.
Like, I tell people all the time, I don't sit up and whoop on my daughter and come at her. Me and my daughter, we were doing family therapy. We were talking about things. My baby was in volleyball. My baby was at school every day. I had my baby in a space where me and her, we can talk about, even to this day, we talk about everything. Do we not?
Mm-hmm.
Don't we, Nani? We
literally
talk about everything and anything. My baby can talk to me about anything.
well, I need my baby back in the A. I need Nani back in the A. Nani need to go back to school, all that.
Yes, I'm going to 10th grade this year.
Are you going where?
To 10th grade this year.
Okay. Yeah, but that's what I figured. So me and you gonna have that talk as soon as I see you. I'm just waiting. Oh yeah, I'm waiting. And your mama gonna be by herself, and me and you gonna have that talk.
Mm-hmm.
But just know, like, you know, my baby was thriving when I wasn't in here. This state, what they did was they tore me away from my minor daughter, and my baby have not been in the same position that she was in when she was with me. She's not. These people don't care about her education. They don't care about her being, you know what I mean, getting her hygiene stuff, even her having clothes to wear. My baby, this is a child that her mother was making thousands and thousands of dollars a month. She's used to going to the mall every weekend and having, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. She's not used to, you know, she's used to being able to just pick out anything she wants and just get it. These people don't care about that. They don't care about the lifestyle she was living, the fact that she had a loving parent. They ripped me away from my baby and accused me of some crap. And then this state, there's a certain blogger that claims she got a restraining order against me. That never happened. Claims I was harassing her. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not going to harass no broad because you ain't worth my time to even harass. I don't even know you. Okay? Y'all were harassing and stalking me, which is sick and weird, and y'all are crazy, and I had a minor in my home, and y'all were still doing that. That same blogger put fake harassment charges against me, and they were dismissed because they were fake and a lie. And on top of that, like, just all the lies. It's just so much. And it's like, this is the life that I have to live. I actually have to try. I have to come out of here and rebuild myself and help people understand sometimes everything that you see is not the way that it is. The same thing I was explaining about the Savages. Sometimes just because they come across like they're caring, loving parents, that's not who they are. That's not what it is. They want money off their child. Like people present things to be a certain way, and I feel like I'm getting like this bad rap as I'm this, that, and the other as a parent. And guess what? I'm the only parent that's ever taken care of them kids, all three of them.
Well, I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this. But the only person that held you down on that side was the blogger named Tim.
I know.
I've been hearing a lot about him,
and I think I commented on somebody's video, but I just want to tell y'all this, cause I'm trying to get my YouTube up, and come support me, but don't do none of this stuff that y'all think was cool with my mama, which was not with me, cause I'm not gonna be the one to play it nice and delete your comment. No, you're gonna get cussed out.
Right.
I thought we stopped cussing, Nani.
She stopped cussing in front of me.
Okay.
I gave her permission to put pros out though.
Okay. So she stopped cussing in front of you. Oh yeah,
my baby said what she said.
But I can't wait till we had that conversation. That conversation going to be the same. I think we need that. Hold on, did we have that conversation and before you went to Vegas?
Yeah, I think when we had the barbecue and it was raining.
Yeah, so I think we gotta have another one of those.
Nani, we finna go out to Atlanta. He's finna make us some oxtails. I ain't trying to hear it.
I need some gumbo.
Nani, stop.
Say that. No, for real. But Nani, my question to you is like, how did you feel watching all these people? Like, you grew up on the internet, basically. You grew up with thousands and thousands of people watching you grow up.
So hold on. Wait.
Clear blue sky. Hold on.
Tox, how are you asking questions? That's what we mean.
Hold on. Let me ask her this question because this is serious for me. Like, how do you feel knowing that some of these same people that watch you grow up are now trying to make it seem as if your parent did something to you or as if you did something to your parent? How does that make you feel?
All I gotta say is if anybody has anything to say about my mother and her being in jail, or about me and me being in the system, hit my DMs, hit my inbox. Don't go on no comments.
No threat.
Just let me know. Ask me. Because you're not going to get to my mama.
Exactly. My whole thing is there's so many people trying to comment on my baby and on our lives, and even with Tasha K putting that post up, Toxic Diamond abused her daughter, That's not even in my character to abuse nobody or nothing. I can't even step on a roach in this prison, but trust me, I tried, and I got laughed at because I jumped over it instead of jumping on it. But it's hard for me to abuse it. Like, that's not even a thing. So for me, for these accusations to come out, and it ain't nothing but the devil. But for those things to come out, and especially about Nani, who my other two children are like, Mom, you spoil her and you give her everything and all this stuff. Because I'm dealing with my older two sons being jealous of the situation because I wasn't making as much money when I was raising them. They're 20 and 21. She's 15. So I'm dealing with them saying, oh, you spoil her and you this and that. And meanwhile, people on the internet making it seem like she's this and I'm abusing her and this and that. Like, at one point or another, y'all need to stop looking and listening to people that are not in my household.
If I was getting abused, I would do that. Y'all got pictures of everything else but except for bruises.
So the question is, because
the girl has been public on the internet. How is she being abused? Y'all ain't never seen my baby with a bruise.
Tox, and because it seems like that people I'm gonna call him out. I don't give a fuck. King Payne put a picture up, and then he didn't say that it was real, but King Payne did say that he don't see that in your character. But it was other people that had pictures up there saying, pictures of Nani with a runny nose and bloody nose and all that. And I'm like, that's not her at all.
That's Photoshopped.
I said that.
Secondly, that's sick. Whoever did it is a sicko. Thirdly, King Payne reached out to me while I was in here. And even though he hasn't reached back out to me, I understand that he was going through whatever he's going through with Jaguar, and he had to like focus his attention on that. But even with King Payne just getting to know me for this little while, you know what I mean? Like he.
But I've never heard him say
like,
that it was you. But I heard him put up that. But I seen him put up that picture, and he was like, "This not right because this don't seem like her character."
Not at all. Not at all.
Something.
Not at all. Yeah.
No. I don't have no problem with anybody on YouTube, but the times that y'all put those pictures out, everybody put those pictures out, I was 13. I was 13.
Right.
That's not right. I'm still a minor. Y'all are putting pictures, a picture of a minor on the internet. Even if it was me.
What's crazy is a minor is telling y'all that. Those are adults that's doing it, but a minor is telling y'all as a minor, because she's only 15, telling y'all as a minor that y'all are wrong for posting pictures of minors. And a child shouldn't have to tell adults that. That's a shame that my daughter is more mature than these grown people out here on this internet.
The problem is, Mom, is that they want somebody to hurt so bad. They want somebody to be down, all the way down to where they at, going down to the stairs of hell. That's where they want us to go. No, baby. I'm not doing that. Right. And the next time y'all put a picture up of me, make sure it look good. Make sure it look good.
Right. How does that make you feel, Rihanna? How does it make you feel, Nani? You hear me?
Don't put her whole name on there.
It makes me feel like after all the stuff we done been through, I've been on YouTube since I was about 2. I've been on YouTube since I was about 2. So it made me feel like y'all see something as a whole, or as a person, you see something and you automatically believe that. You're manipulative, you're vulnerable, you're gullible.
Right.
Even when me and my mom got into an argument, even when we argued, yeah, I was mad, but I wasn't bleeding. I wasn't bleeding.
And let me tell you something. My daughter is not a disrespectful child. She would never fight me. She would never, that's not in her character. My daughter is a very respectful young lady. She does normal stuff that normal children do. And maybe sometimes she might get out of line and do, you know what I'm saying? But children make mistakes.
Right.
And all humans make mistakes. Me as a parent, I've made mistakes. But that doesn't mean that it's for anybody to take that and twist it and run with it and start creating all these fake narratives around mine and my daughter's relationship as mother and daughter. At the end of the day, I'm still the only parent that is there for her. I just got some paperwork from the system because I'm still doing my stuff while I'm in here. I'm still in counseling. I'm still in parenting. I'm in all of those classes. I'm receiving all of those services. I've been through Beyond Trauma. I've been through Beyond Violence. I have anger management certificates from this institution. I've been through that here. In the past 2 years, I've done so much work with my character and that I've built up a big tolerance for BS and all this stuff, and it's only helped me. And I'm not going to say that it hasn't hurt me, because there are things that have hurt me, but it's only helped me because even that hurt has built my character. And in that paperwork that I just received, it said my name and my goals are complete. There's 5 goals that I have. 3 of them are complete. 2 of them are pending, because one of them is to get out of prison and the other one is to go to family counseling with her once I'm out of here. But my goals are complete. Even now to this day, her father has incomplete goals, and he is out of prison, had every opportunity to get custody of her, but he didn't. I'm still the only parent that is here for her, taking care of her, and same with my boys.
And let me say this, my daddy, say the word, my daddy ain't what?
Okay, we know.
Yeah.
So,
let me tell you this, I've been knowing my dad.
I am the sole parent for that girl, and I would never know that and do abuse. And let's define abuse. And first of all, the charge says neglect, abuse, and endangerment. The internet automatically went to abuse. There's 3 different things within that charge because this place, they like mesh all the charges together. Like everything, all of it is all meshed in one. I don't know why they do it like that out here, but they need to stop. Like if you don't come home and come pick them up in time from school, and they sit in the principal office and the principal has to call the police, all of a sudden you have a neglect, abuse, and endangerment charge. But the internet automatically went to abuse. Y'all have no clue how that feels to me as the only parent for this child, this beautiful young lady who's been nothing but a good mother to this girl, sacrificed everything that I have. I will give my life for that girl so that she can live a good life, and to be prosecuted and put on trial online for something that I know did not go down. Not only that, but abuse. Abuse is not you pop your child. Abuse is not you even push your child. Abuse is abuse, and that's a serious word. That is not a word to use loosely like that. Like, that's ridiculous. There are children out here that's really getting abused, for real. I know what it feels like to be beat with brooms and sticks and all kinds of crap. Belt buckles, I know what that feels like. And then that same person get online and try to turn things on you as a child. That's not cool. Not at all. So, right.
Wait.
So my whole, and even as an adult, you know, being emotionally abused as an adult, I know what that feels like from a parent. So my whole thing is, why would I then in turn around and do that to my child? I've never beat my child with a dang on thing.
Nani, she ain't gonna let nobody talk.
My child, that was done to me. Huh?
You ain't letting nobody talk. Everybody been trying to talk, but you just been going on and on. So
I'm gonna be quiet for 5 minutes. Go ahead. Okay, 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, our mama Mary said, I can testify that her daughter has always been a well-behaved daughter, and Tox was a good mother with all of her children.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama Mary.
Man, y'all gotta realize, y'all didn't see Tox abusing me on that live.
Let my baby talk.
I know you ain't talking as much as you rambled.
Let my baby talk.
Nah, but dang, I don't even know what to say no more. It didn't came on my mind. But I just feel like I was never abused. Okay, I was never abused. I've always been the spoiled child. My brothers get mad at me because I'm the spoiled child. They get mad. Okay? First of all, that's for one. For two, I've seen my mother get put through abuse by my father, abuse by her mama. It's not, why would, that doesn't even, it doesn't correlate, it doesn't add up why my mom would see somebody hurting her and be like, yeah, let me do this to my daughter. That's pretty cool. No, it's not. Like, what is that? How does that make sense? And it blows me away the fact that y'all really think y'all really making tea. Y'all think y'all really doing tea? No, you're not a tea page. You're a dookie page. You're dookie butt. Okay, you're poo.
Right. And if I'm your content, then you really need to step your game up, baby, because I'm my content, and you don't know what you're talking about. Period.
And let me just say this: if y'all gonna talk about me, at least subscribe. Like, subscribe to my page. Let me know. Just let me know. Like, if y'all want to see some makeup videos, you know, like what makeup brands you want me to review. I'm making a video on Fenty Beauty soon. Next, I'm gonna make a video on other things I want to try, like different types of styles of makeup. I want to try a whole bunch of different things, but I just need the audience, and I need people to follow me so I can get an audience. But I just can't be out here broke. Like,
put your link in the chat.
Cash at me.
Put your link in the chat.
Huh?
Put your link in the chat.
Okay. How I put it in the chat?
Just copy your link and paste it in the chat.
I can do it from here, or I have to go back on YouTube.
I'm gonna come back.
You do it from here.
I'll be right back.
All right.
The
This caller
has hung up.
The caller has hung up, and she said,
"Wait, do I put it private? I do the private chat."
Put it in the regular chat. Put it in the regular. Hold on.
I can't because I'm in a link. I'm on my phone.
Okay, so that means you just gotta. So that means
I'm finna send it to you.
All right.
I'm about to send it to you real quick.
All right. So yeah, you know, a lot of things being bust up, a lot of lies being bust up, all that. So now y'all get the truth all the way around the board. So people can stop saying, oh, Tox abused her daughter. But while we there, I'm gonna give you an update real quick. There is a R. Kelly update. The update is, in other news, we are filing R. Kelly's certification petition to the U.S. Supreme Court, asking the court to review his Chicago conviction. At Legally ACO, we'll be visiting him tomorrow as we gear up for depositions in his case against the BOP. Whew. Also, there's a Larry Hoover thing too. It says, cited for this hearing, Mr. Hoover has been locked in a concrete box for almost 30 years. The court was right to permit him to appear and meaningfully participate in a hearing that may determine whether he dies in that box. Gangsta Disciple founder Larry Hoover has a 9/26 hearing date in front of a new judge in his bid for a sentencing break. And the judge told prosecutors to make Mr. Hoover present present in person, and what would be an extremely rare public appearance. Whew, okay. Oh, you sent it to me? I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Turn your volume up. Oh, she went out. She come back in. So, okay.
Hello, this is a free call from
What?
I know.
an incarcerated individual at Nevada Department of Corrections Florence McClure Women's Correctional Center. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I had seen this video.
Huh?
I had seen this video on TikTok, and it was like R. Kelly giving concerts in prison, and it actually I thought it was actually real, like it was his audio, but I don't know if it was real.
It's not real.
I don't know.
It's something.
You did that, mommy?
It's something that people. It's something that people be just doing. But what'd you say, Todd?
So it was a repost.
No, it was a fake post. Yeah. Oh.
Well, anyways, yeah. So I just wanted to. Well, anyway, that everybody, and I'm glad that you get the chance to hear from my daughter on a page that I trust, on a page where I am, you know, where I feel like I can be open and actually share my business, and you know what I mean, and just be genuine without people being like, yeah, right, this, that, and the other, and wanting to make their own narrative. I really feel like that's sad. Like, my daughter is a child. What don't y'all realize about that? Just because she grew up on the internet does not mean that she should have to deal with all these trolls trolling her life and making up stuff about her. That's crazy. And I really do appreciate Tim 2.0 and King Payne. And I believe there was another person. I want to say it was Marcella, maybe. I don't know. But there was one more person that, you know, that could see past the buffoonery. I'm going to put it like that.
Are you see it on the screen now, Nani?
Mm-hmm. Go subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you're cool, but
Girl.
Oh, I wonder, like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
If you feel like you should say it, then don't say it because you live in public.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna have to call y'all back because my auntie gotta get in the shower, y'all, and it's people in the house.
Hey, baby.
All right.
Love you.
All right, love y'all.
Love you back.
Text me. Mama, call me later.
Oh, you don't answer nobody texts back.
Yes, I do.
Girl, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm gonna text you back though.
All right, I got you.
All right, bye. Love y'all.
Love you back.
All right.
So Tox, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I can say is that the people that know you knows the truth. So it is what it is, man. And
yeah.
And shout out to all the fake people over there that claim that they was cool with you, but then when times got hard, they disappeared. So.
And let's talk about that right quick. Let me because I just got one thing to say about that. God will always reveal in the end. How they say the truth will always come to the light. God will always reveal in the end who is for you and who is not for you. And my whole thing is with that is I have a lot of people who love me, a lot of people who are inspired by me, a lot of people who who understand me. And then I have a lot of people who are haters and who are not inspired. A lot of people who try to get close to me just because I'm Toxic Diamond and my numbers are up over their numbers. I never and will never look at numbers. I have never befriended a person because they're this and that on the internet. I actually dropped Tasha K as a friend and befriended somebody who was just up and coming on the internet. I could care less about who you are as far as what the world sees. I care about who you are inside. Who is your character? Who are you really? Are you the ugly person who makes up things about people's life for clicks and a little bit of cash? Because you really ain't making no money on here, but unless you mention this person. Are you the ugly person that wants to bring somebody on there to trash people and because you want to try to look like this next person? What type of person are you inside, right? Are you the person that's close to me when I'm out because I'm Toxic Diamond and I'm doing this and that on the internet and I'm close to these celebrities and I'm rubbing shoulders with them, but I'm not telling their business for real, but where I'm at with them. So you try to get close to me, but then when I get in a situation like this, where this city have locked me in a state prison for 2 years, I've been here for 2 years, okay? When I get in this situation where God is humbling me and showing me about my character and proving to me who's for me and against me, when I get in this situation, are you still there? You know what I'm saying?
See you, Callie.
I had to deal with,
Go ahead, Tots.
I had to deal with a situation where I really put my trust in somebody. I really trusted that this person genuinely cared for me. That this person was concerned about my emotional well-being. They know why I'm here. I called them before I even got here. And I said, I'm being arrested. I called this person, told them all this stuff. And this person couldn't answer their phone and hang up. Answer your phone. For 2 years of a friendship. Now, there's a person who the whole internet condemned. Everybody, she never did care about talk. She was always a weird this and that and the other. And that person have been there for me this whole time. Dana, the whole time. From beginning to end. The very beginning to the very end. Those are friends. Those people that hang on. Those people that don't switch up. Those people that you can call on. I just had a really catastrophic event in my life that I just went through just this month. It all happened so very quick. Where somebody that's near and dear to my heart, and we'll talk about that later, is no longer with us. And I needed every person that loves me in this world on this phone. And that person was not on this phone. And it just proved to me, because what that's called is abandonment. You abandoned our friendship. And so when I come out of here, my only thing is keep the same energy. If you want to use me to do videos, then say that. I'll do videos. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm on Dana's live right now. I've had plenty of conversations over the years with Dana without doing videos. Years without doing one video talking to Dana.
I ain't never asked
You
you
know
to
what
do
I'm
nothing.
saying? Never have. You know, but if you want to be my friend, supposedly, but your friendship is contingent on, oh, well, we talking on the phone, we might as well go live. Oh, well, we talking on the phone, let me record this. Oh, well, no, not at all.
Then I'm gonna say this.
Because
go ahead, Tox. Go ahead. I thought you was finished. I'm sorry.
no, because I need genuine people in my life. My friends, even though I have some friends that are that are bloggers as well. My friendships are not contingent on us being bloggers. My friendships are not contingent on the internet. I consider all of my friendships genuine, and it's sad to say that some people don't consider them back. It's the same back. But go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna say this. So it finally came out, and for the two ladies that thought that they was going to befriend Tox, and because I cut them off, that they was going to call Tox and break up whatever friendship me and Tox had, it didn't work.
Not at all.
Because we still been rocking. But I thank the truth for coming out, because now I know that the whole time y'all was snaking me behind my back, and y'all still trying to snake me now. But it's cool because y'all called Tox and tried to say that I wasn't down with her and all this other stuff. But like I say, you don't got to chase every lie, because the truth gonna show itself.
Let me tell you something that I learned being in here. This is the reason why I am the way that I am. And this is the reason why when the person tried to put the fake harassment charge on me, the DA looked at it and threw it out. She tried to call the DA and, no, please, let me talk to the judge. No, because you're lying. Because let me tell you why. Because the moon, listen closely, the moon does not howl back at the wolf. Period.
Facts.
Period.
That's facts on that one.
I will never. And what is sad is that you have these people on the internet that are claiming that they're so buddy and so close and so this, and they're really just absorbing information from each other to use against each other.
Mm-hmm. That's facts too.
And that's not the type of friendships that I am interested in being involved in. And it's sad.
That is
very sad.
That is so facts.
Some of those people that posted my daughter's picture was up my button around the corner in the DMs. Y'all posted a false picture of my minor 13-year-old child on your page. And you thought that was okay in what world?
Some of the same people, same here. Some of the same people that's doing lives for 5 years was up my button around the corner, was hung up on me, still is. It's weird though, because when somebody say they're not interested in you and to leave them alone, but that means leave them alone, right?
Absolutely.
I don't think if a guy ever told you to leave him alone, would you continue bothering him?
I mean, I have before, Anyway,
but you was pressed about a certain situation, right?
Well, I was being funny, but I mean, absolutely, it would be, I would be hurt or whatever. But if you don't want to if you don't want to be bothered with me, all you got to do is let me know. I don't like forcing myself on people. I feel like a certain person in my life, she came on the internet claiming that she was this and that, after I put out some things about our relationship, because the whole internet watched her stand me up for a dinner after my grandmother's funeral. They watched her stand me up, so I started going into, well, this is why our relationship is like this. Yes, I did too much. Oh, well, she did this to me and she did that to me. I started telling my personal childhood business. I should not have done that. That same person got on the internet and said, well, when she was 10 years old, she was scared of me. She was the worst child I ever had. How does that make me feel as a child? Like, you know what I mean? But with that being said, I feel like that person was forcing herself on me. Now, to this day, that person still brings that up, even though that was 2 years ago. Still brings it up. I'm about to have a slew of girls walking past me, y'all, so if it get loud in the background, you know, that person, she forces herself and her opinions on to me in my life. You know, she was okay with having my oldest child speak against me falsely, trying to satisfy her until he turned it around on her, and now they don't even speak no more. You know, there are people in this world that will try to force themselves on you, and it's like, me personally, if you tell me that you don't want to be bothered with me, we done. Hold on, y'all. Say hi to my prison daughter right quick. Come here. Come here. She yellow too, y'all. Hi.
How you doing?
They don't know you. Hi.
How you doing?
Girl. Hi. She said my hi.
But that girl seemed like
Anyway.
she's 15 years old. Why is she in prison?
No, she is 23, thick, yellow, and
That's TMI.
Actually, she was in a relationship with a woman who killed her son, and she went crazy on the girl, tried to run the girl over, and ended up in here. So listen, I'm around a lot of tragedy in here. When I tell y'all that I am being very humbled, I just realized today that one of the girls in here, her mom is in here. That makes two mothers and daughters in here that I saw. I just realized that today. I'm around a lot of people that have done real heinous things, you know, to their own children. I had a bunkie who I was defending her so bad. She listen, this girl swore up and down that she did not have nothing to do with what happened to her sister. She said she stuck a sword through her boyfriend for what he did with her sister. Come to find out, she videotaped it. And the only reason why they found it out is because they were looking at the blood from her little sister, and her hand happened to wipe through the film, and it was the tattoo of her hand that got her caught up, and they both are serving 35 to life. Like, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff. Couldn't even let that girl sleep when I tell y'all I didn't let that girl sleep, I did not let her sleep. Every time I heard her fall asleep, I flicked the light on, kicked her bed. I was mean. Go get in the shower. You stink. You did. Because what are you doing to these kids? Like, I'm really in here with some heinous things going on. Like, this is crazy. But it's very humbling. It's very humbling. You know, there's women in here they're not going to come out of here. They're not coming out of here. We have 3 minors in here right now, and they can't be housed with us because we're obviously adult women. But there are 3 minors in here right now for taking their families, their whole family. The brother, the grandma, one did the mom, the dad, the other one did her brother and her grandma and her mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? There are things that I'm around that I never thought that I would ever be around in here. And if I've never been humbled before, and I've never been grateful before, and I never looked at any life differently like I look at it now, things have changed. I'll tell you that right now. Even with the people that hate on me, I would never look and say, oh, these MFers said I did this and that. I hope they this and that and the other. No, I don't wish no harm on you because I know what it looked like. I know what it looked like. But just know, while you're wishing harm on me, you're wishing harm on a real child of God, and I would never do those things. Yes, I was loud. Yes, I did have an argument with my daughter. And yes, I did have police contact while I was on probation. Therefore, I had to leave. And that's a neglect charge. But for people to say that, oh, neglect and this and that and abuse and this and that, no, they just bunch everything together.
So the question is,
bunch everything together.
So everybody from the Dream Team said they love you, Tox, and Huff said, when will Tox come home?
I love you too. I will be home soon. I don't want to say exactly when I'm coming home because there are people out here in Vegas that were actively stalking me when I came in here. And I think that's another reason why God, you know, put me in here and just for my own protection as well, because at the end of the day, I was like, oh, I'm going to protect myself. And my mind was in a bad place. It's like, if I see these people, they're going to have another thing coming. You know what I mean? And I could have been in here for some other stuff. And I'm going to tell y'all that right now, because that's real, you know, and just keeping it real. But just know that you can pretty much count on one hand when I will be home. I will be home very, very soon. But I can't say when or how because unfortunately there's some sick people in the world. Like they haven't moved on. people have not moved on. They're still stuck in 2 years ago, and they stuck in 4 years ago, and they haven't moved forward. You know, and when you're in prison, you're supposed to be stuck in time. But, you know, fortunately for me, I've been able to move forward and really grow from this experience. And, yeah, I've written a book. I've written several books. I've actually written like 16 children books. I've written a poetry book. I've written a book about my life in Las Vegas since I've gotten here. It covers everything, literally. I've written just, you know, so much things. I've even written a book on dreadlocks called Locked for Life. Like, I have a lot that I've done in here. I've had a lot of the officers have been, you know, looked at my material and been like, oh, you need to get that published as soon as possible, you know. So.
And said, okay, praying for you, Tox. Love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. And I'm praying for y'all too. Just because I know as humans, we all going through something. Since I've been in here, y'all know that, you know, all the war and all the stuff that's going on, you really would think that some of these bloggers and people that's gossiping and got this to say and all this stuff, you really would think that they would focus on those things and do a little better. But like I said, people are very much so stuck in time. And it's just like, I don't see any real growth out of anybody. But when I get back out and y'all check out my stuff and my material, y'all are going to see growth. Y'all will 100% see growth. Trust that. And what else you want to ask me?
Do anybody else have any questions? Do anybody have any questions? Y'all got any questions? Go ahead, put them in the chat. We all came from ground zero. My daddy was no hero.
Hey.
She said,
hey. I've been writing so much music too, y'all. We doing music videos when I get out
Lord.
of here. What are you talking about? I can rap.
Is it? Oh God, here we go. Oh, that's what I want to know. Where can the T Hive and the Dream Team go to find you at?
So right now, you'll be able to go to Tox.0 Diamond once I'm out of here. I am working on getting my home channel back up once I come out of here. But what we'll do is the Dream Team and my VIPT, or are we talking about Internet Dream Team and T-Hive, or are we talking about Private Dream Team and VIPT?
Internet VIPT,
okay.
Internet Dream Team, and both.
Okay, so as far as the Internet Dream Team and the T-Hive, we Dana and I have something special planned for you guys when I come out of here that I think you guys will like a lot, and we'll meet there and we'll announce that in due time. As for Private Dream Team and VIPT, we're gonna mesh our groups together in this private chat so that we can all start talking to each other, and that's gonna be fun. We'll introduce that link to you guys when I get out as well.
And Ann says she gonna buy a book from you.
Please do. Please do. Y'all are going to see me doing a lot of traveling for my book. I'm going to really take it serious because people need to know this story. And when I tell y'all, this book about to knock y'all socks off. It's not no like, and she went to the mall and this is me talking like me. And this is my real story. This is for real. I'm addressing it all. I'm keeping it 100. And y'all are about to be like, oh my God. I'm talking about everything behind the scenes when I was sitting in the Seagull Suite and the stalkers thought that I was at a different address in Las Vegas, and they went over there, busted my windows and all that stuff, called the dog services 20 times, and they didn't know where I was. When one trick, and I'm gonna say her name, Nosy Ho, okay, when she had the two white women stalking me in Las Vegas. She hired them to do that, from what I understand. You know, it's just a lot. It's a lot that I address in there. I might not call them out as bloggers by their names because obviously that's going to be in my book, and I'm not giving them no glory through my publications. But I am airing it all out. And then I am working on y'all know I've been working on The Skull and the Peach. And that is about my experience as a blogger. So I'll be talking about my experience with Tim Savage, Demetrius, with Don Russell. I stayed in Demetrius Smith's house for 3 days. Y'all got to understand. This man came to court with me and my father. And my dad was like, is he a child? I'm talking about his childlike mentality and maybe why he was the one introducing underage people into this equation. There's a lot that I plan on uncovering, because it's time for these type of unveilings. It's time for these type of truths to come out. It's just time.
So it's safe to say.
So
it's safe to say what everybody think R. Kelly was doing. It was Demetrius Smith.
Obviously, he is the one. You have to remember. And let me tell you guys this. I have been in Demetrius Smith's house so much to the point where Demetrius Smith's niece stayed with him for a week. She then, he called somebody out of state. She accused him of trying to traffic her, his own niece. So you have to understand, and those things never made it to the internet. That's the first time I ever said that out loud. But these are true events that I've witnessed, things that are going to be in my publication that I've witnessed, that I've gone through with him. Not only that, but you know, Demetrius Smith has a cartoon of R. Kelly. They thought that they destroyed. There's a cartoon that was created, an animation that was created around R. Kelly.
Hold on, wait. So when I tell y'all, I know the connections, and I sat there and said that Demetrius Smith and Don Russell had been working together, because how did Don get the cartoon?
That was in Demetrius Smith's possession.
One day you'll listen to me.
Yeah. So I've seen it with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things that I went through there with him. I argued with him over Aaliyah and the things that he did in introducing Aaliyah to R. Kelly and suggesting that they get married, knowing that they were both young and impressionable. You know, and you don't know the law. Why would you suggest that as his, you know, mentor and tour manager as a fix for a situation? You didn't even, you know what I mean? And there are things that I've gone back and forth with this man quite a bit about his role that he played. You know, and I really feel like God must really be looking down on him and giving him some mercy in this situation, because for him to have immunity with the part that he played is baffling, absolutely baffling. And it just makes you think like, wow, they really had it out for R. Kelly if they were just willing to give this man immunity.
Like I said,
when Demetrius Smith first went on TMZ, the woman from TMZ contacted me. She said, how do I get in touch with Demetrius Smith? I said, he's not going to speak to you. He told me 100%, I'm not talking TMZ. I'm never going on TMZ, and I'm not talking to them people. They trying to lock me up, and da-da-da-da-da. The next thing I know, he gets immunity. He's on TMZ. And it's just like you get to see people's character and how they'll flop and go back and forth and flip on you. And, you know, you just get that experience through what I do.
Mama,
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Mama Mary said, "Tox, God got you, and the best is yet to come. Much love always." Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mama Mary. Thank you so much. I'm gonna tell y'all. You know, my channel might have only had went up to 200,000 subscribers before they pulled it down, but I worked my butt off legitimately to bring y'all real tea. Even if it was small videos, they were real. Even if it was an interview here and there, everything was genuine and real. And you can expect that plus more from me when I'm done with this season of my life. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I had to go through this season of my life to be able to bring y'all a different element. Because now the way I view things, the things that I'll be able to tell y'all, the legal way that I'll be able to spin it, all my experience here and things that I'll be able to compare things to, my stories from here, the people that I'm going to bring to talk to y'all on these blogs that were here with me. Oh, y'all, I don't even know if y'all ready. I don't even know if y'all ready.
Ann said, I miss hearing your voice. So glad you're in good spirits at Tox. Also, Gospel Glam said that she missed hearing you as well. She can't wait till you return, and she love you.
Oh, love you back. Thank you both. I appreciate that so much. For real, for real. And just know, like, I'm not in here. I'm never anywhere twiddling my thumbs and taking things for granted. I am always, always working. And that's one of my mottos, is that you're gonna always be working. If you're not working on your body, you're gonna be working on your mind. You're gonna be working in the field. You're gonna be working in the office. You're gonna be working in your home, washing dishes, and you know what I'm saying. Even sleep is working on your body. Even, you know what I mean? It's working on your mind. Even eating is working. You're always working. So that's my motto. Like, I am always working to make sure that I'm at my best. And that's what I'm doing here. Like, I know it looks a type of way because I've been in prison for 2 years. I've been working this whole time. I'm still at work. And I want y'all to know that.
So Ashley said you didn't do nothing to Nosy Ho. Nicki Minaj took our channel.
Yeah, so yes, I'm very aware of that. But I don't know why that girl became obsessed with me. I had this series called Yawn Before Dawn because, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I made Yawn Before Dawn. I was afraid of my house. I had an 8-bedroom house. It was during the time around 2020. I was scared of my own house, so I couldn't sleep at night.
But that house was
early
big as I don't know what.
Yeah, it was 8 bedrooms. So early in the morning, I would get up and go live. I'd work through the night, and then I would get up and go live early in the morning so that I could be live. And I just made it a thing, Yawn Before Dawn. That's the only reason why that came along. I heard the girl Nosy Ho. My first time ever watching her video, I heard her say something about Tasha K living in the projects. And because I knew Tasha K, right, and I know her to have had this home that she owned in Atlanta, and because she's clearly a huge blogger on YouTube, I'm like, where's she living in the projects at? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I decided to have her back at that moment and be like, I don't know who this new girl is, but she ain't coming onto the scene very humbly, and then I said, if anybody living in the projects, it's you. You got like 1,100 subscribers or something, I said. And from there, this girl started, when I tell you, she went on and on and on about the abominable snowman. Then she started going too far. We're just cracking jokes on each other. I started cracking jokes about her hair and how when she put on red lipstick with that big hair, she looked like a silverback gorilla's ass. I started doing just cracking jokes. She starts saying, call children's services, call animal services.
That's what they do.
People to stalk me. I mean, she went way too far. Start doxing me, and it made me realize I'm dealing with a sick individual. I'm not even dealing with somebody that can just keep it on YouTube. Keep it on YouTube.
But they put a tracking device on my car.
Sick as hell. Like, these people are not mentally okay. And that's when I realized it. That was my first experience with it. But I love you all. I have to go.
Love you back.
I love you so much. And I'll talk to you for part 2 about the Savages tomorrow, 3 o'clock my time. All right. Peace out.
All right.
The caller has hung up.
The caller has hung up. So, like I say, man, I'm bringing nothing but extreme heat from now on. I'm lining up some great interviews and some great stories about people livelihoods that actually made it. A couple brothers I met at Revolt got real stories to talk about, so I'm gonna hit them up soon. I'm gonna start scheduling. I got different members from public announcing that I'm gonna have on here. We're gonna talk about some things, so just sit back, brace yourself, prepare yourself, man. On that note, I'm gonna leave y'all with this song called Ground Zero, and I'm up out of here. And remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. And like Tox said, you don't see the moon howling back at the wolf, do you? But you always see the wolf howling at the moon. Don't worry about what the fakes say. Be real and walk in truth. I'm out. 1.
I count 6 shots.
Keep my mama motherfucking name out y'all motherfucking mouth before I come see y'all.
I count 2 guns, nigga.
Bitch ass nigga. We all came from ground zero. Our daddy was no hero. He wasn't in our life, so he couldn't teach us things they know. Nothing comes from nothing, so you know that equals zero. Mama made it happen for us, that's why she our hero. Everybody in this world know that we done gave them nothing. Mama Joanne taught us how to turn that nothing into something. See them haters, they be out there talking shit and they be stunning. Keep opinions to yourself and stop that bitching in that front. That's the king of R&B and they still love them in them countries. You see they traffic counters out, the killer's not afraid of busting. Be them soldiers in that battlefield and they ain't taking nothing. We ain't trusting no more bitches, so no niggas. I say fuck, we all came from ground zero. Our daddy was no hero. He wasn't in our life, so he couldn't take just things that he know. Nothing comes from nothing, so you know that equals zero. Mama made it happen for us, that's why she our hero. We was kids, we knew one day our brother was gonna be a star. Mama gave that name to him, she said put Kelly with that R. And she said to stick together and don't never fall apart. Then he took us on that tour, that's when we saw a shooting star. He went from nothing to the richest, fine bitches, fancy car. Now they tryna give him 30 years locked behind the bar. Turn that defense to that offense, we prepared to take in charge. And we gon' have to get together for $1 million march. They took this due process, the law is showing no regard. Anything they think we did, you know they wanna make it hard. Got them fans around the world and they be saying free raw. Niggas snitching on the stand and they never call a charge. We all came from ground zero. Our daddy was no hero. He wasn't in our life, so he couldn't take just things that he know. Nothing comes from nothing, so you know that equals zero. Mama made it happen for us, that's why she our hero. When they mouthing, you can tell they don't know what they talking about. They changed their last name to our name, I don't know what that's all about. These imposters to my family, so I gotta kick them out. Exposing niggas and them bitches, telling lies about me. I'm receiving money on my family name and trying to gain some fame. This is for you dirty motherfuckers, this shit ain't no game. We real people ain't got feelings, so that's why I spit that pain. You won't cause no accident if you just stay up in your lane. Everybody think they know our business, they must be insane. And you need to see a doctor so that he can check your brain. Cause they think that we are stupid, cause they try to hit a stain. And they shaking on that money tree so they can make it rain. Y'all came from ground zero. Our daddy was no hero. He wasn't in our life, so he couldn't take just things that he know. Nothing comes from nothing, so you know that equals zero. Mama made it happen for us, that's why she our hero. Yeah, this for them internet ass niggas and hoe ass bitches talking shit about y'all, don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all don't want that smoke over here. You'll get burnt up like a motherfucking fire. Talking shit about my motherfucking mama. Keep her name out your motherfucking mouth, bitch. Y'all motherfuckers gonna see hell, cause I'm gonna bring it straight to your motherfucking front door. Fuck you mean? Let the queen that brought the king of R&B rest in peace. We love you, mama, forever and ever and ever and ever. Fuck them haters. To be continued.
Spices are in. The spices are in. Oh my God. We got Dana J. Hattie Lemon Steak Spice. Oh yeah. We got the Dana J. Lafayette Low High Rise Tropical Bang. Come and get it. We got the Dana J. Lafayette White Dirt, y'all. We got the Dana J's Jackson Family Seafood Blend number 2. Oh my God. Then we got Dana J's Lemon Family Seafood Blend number 1. We also have the Dana J's Lafayette Low Rise Mild Heat. If you know, if you want that heat. Then we got the real heat. If you want the Dana J's Smut. That's the extreme heat that got the Joker on the side. Oh my God. Come and get it. Come and get it. The Dana J spices are running wild. I'm telling you, come and get it. After you taste these spices, you ain't gonna want nobody else's. I holler at you later. Hit me.
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
Swimming in you. Hey, little mama said I wanna take her. Dipping your pool. Just go for a little guy there. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes a misty rain that gently touches my soul. Feels just like fire shut up in me. Yeah, simply lose control. Oh, rain down, follow me. Let your love just fall like raindrops, rain. Follow me. Oh, rain down, follow me. Let your love just fall like raindrops, rain. Follow me.
Thank y'all for joining me for today's broadcast. We'll be back tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Peace.